Stop scrolling right now. Stop, my beloved child. Do not move past this moment, because you were not guided here randomly, and you are not hearing these words by accident. I interrupted you on purpose. I reached into the noise on purpose. I pulled you out of the endless feed on purpose. Out of all the voices you could have landed on, out of all the distractions you could have chosen, I placed this warning directly in your path because the timing is not casual. The timing is not coincidental. The timing is not just another day. This is a divine interruption meant to protect you right before your breakthrough. Listen carefully. I know what you have been feeling, even the parts you have not said out loud. I see the heaviness that has been sitting in your chest, like something pressing down that you cannot fully explain. I see the racing thoughts when you finally lay down at night, when the room is quiet but your mind refuses to be. I see the unusual urgency that has been trying to push you, an invisible pressure whispering, "Do it now, decide now, respond now, hurry before you lose it." I see the way your spirit has been on alert, like something is about to change, like a door is about to open, like a shift is approaching, and you cannot tell whether it is excitement or warning. It is both. It is the tremble that comes when your season turns. It is the trembling of transition. And I am speaking now because I will not allow you to step into a trap while you are reaching for a promise. You have been sensing it. You have been noticing little signs, your appetite changing, your sleep changing, your tolerance for certain conversations disappearing. You have been feeling a restlessness that is not the restlessness of lack, but the restlessness of movement. You have been feeling like you are outgrowing places you used to fit, outgrowing patterns you used to tolerate, outgrowing people you used to chase, and at the same time, you have been feeling that strange pull, that invisible hand tugging at you, as if something is calling your name from the future. That is not your imagination. That is not you being too sensitive. That is not you being unstable. That is your spirit picking up what I have already begun to arrange. And hear me, I am not trying to frighten you. I am trying to preserve you. I am not sending fear. I am sending light. I am not disturbing you to torment you. I am interrupting you to protect what I already prepared. There is a difference between panic and instruction. There is a difference between anxiety and discernment. I am not here to make you paranoid. I am here to make you precise. Because what is coming requires you to be clear. And the enemy's plan has always been the same. If he cannot destroy you, he will distract you. If he cannot stop your promise, he will rush you into a counterfeit. Yes, my child, right before a blessing, a setup often appears. Right before I open the true door, a false door will swing wide and try to look like relief. Right before the real provision arrives, a shortcut will present itself and try to look like wisdom. Right before the right relationship is formed, a familiar voice will return and try to sound like comfort. Right before the breakthrough, there is often a moment where you are tempted to move without peace, to choose speed over alignment, to take what is available instead of what is assigned. And I brought you here to recognize it, because the setup does not usually arrive wearing darkness. It arrives wearing opportunity. It arrives wearing flattery. It arrives wearing finally. It arrives wearing this is your chance. It arrives wearing urgency, as if time is running out, as if I am in a hurry, as if your destiny will evaporate if you do not grab the first thing that reaches for you. The setup will speak to your exhaustion. It will speak to your loneliness. It will speak to your financial pressure. It will speak to your desire to be seen, your desire to be chosen, your desire to be affirmed. It will offer you speed when what you need is strategy. It will offer you applause when what you need is purpose. It will offer you a quick yes when what I am building for you is a lasting yes. That is why you have felt that tightness in your chest when something looks good on paper. That is why you have felt your peace leave when someone's words were sweet. That is why you have felt confusion show up right when you were about to decide. Because confusion is not confirmation. Pressure is not prophecy. Haste is not holy. Listen to me closely. I do not rush you the way fear rushes you. I do not push you into panic. I do not speak in the language of desperation. When I lead you, there is clarity, even if there is challenge. When I guide you, there is peace, even if there is stretching. When I open a door, it may require courage, but it will not require you to betray the quiet assurance I place in your spirit. My voice does not compete with chaos. My voice cuts through it. I know you have been tired. I know you have been holding so much together. I know you have been strong for other people, smiling when you wanted to fall apart, saying, "I'm fine," when you were silently begging for relief. I have seen the private tears you wiped quickly so no one would ask questions. I have seen you replay conversations, second-guess decisions, wonder if you missed your moment, wonder if you waited too long, wonder if you are behind. And that is exactly why the setup is trying to appear now, because it targets the part of you that is weary. It targets the part of you that wants the pressure to end. It targets the part of you that wants proof that you are not forgotten. But you are not forgotten. I have been with you in the waiting. I have been with you in the silence. I have been with you when you felt overlooked. I have been with you when you watched others receive what you prayed for, and you asked me in your heart, "Lord, when will it be my turn?" And I tell you now, your turn is closer than you think. Your season is turning, your ground is shifting, and because your breakthrough is near, your discernment must be sharp. That is why this warning found you on purpose. Not because you are doomed, but because you are chosen. Not because you are late, but because you are close. Not because I am angry with you, but because I am protective over what I placed inside you. You are carrying something precious. You are carrying a calling that cannot be rushed. You are carrying an assignment that cannot be bribed by quick outcomes. You are carrying a promise that must be handled with clean hands and a steady heart. And if you could see what I have already prepared, you would understand why I am stopping you right now, why I am pulling on your attention, why I am insisting that you listen before you move. Because some of what is coming to you will look like an answer, but it will cost you your peace. And if it costs you your peace, it is too expensive. Some of what is coming to you will look like a miracle, but it will require you to compromise. And if it requires compromise, it is not from me. Some of what is coming to you will look like a door, but you will have to force it open with manipulation, with begging, with chasing, with proving yourself. And if you must force it, it is not the door I assign to your destiny. I am speaking in advance, so you will not misread the moment. I am speaking now so you will not mistake urgency for opportunity. I am speaking now so you will not trade long-term blessing for short-term relief. The enemy is counting on you being impatient. The enemy is counting on you being tired. The enemy is counting on you saying, "I'll just do it this once. I'll just go back for a moment. I'll just take the shortcut. I'll just accept this because it's better than nothing." But I did not bring you this far to let you settle for counterfeit. You have been praying for change, and now change is near. You have been asking me to open doors, and now doors are shifting. You have been pleading for clarity, and now clarity is arriving, but you must be willing to let peace be your proof. You must be willing to let my calm be your confirmation. You must be willing to pause when something tries to rush you. You must be willing to step back when something tries to pressure you. You must be willing to say no, even when the offer is shiny, even when the attention is flattering, even when the speed is tempting. I know it feels like you cannot afford to miss it. I know it feels like you cannot afford to wait, but hear me. What is mine for you will not require frantic speed. What is mine for you will not require you to betray yourself. What is mine for you will not require you to perform for love, to beg for access, to chase what I already assigned to meet you. I know you have been trained by disappointment to grab what you can, but I am retraining you by peace to receive what is yours. This is how you will know the difference. The setup will make you feel like you are running out of time. The promise will make you feel like you are finally in time. The setup will demand you move before you think. The promise will allow you to breathe and still move. The setup will flood you with noise. The promise will come with a quiet certainty that settles you, even if it stretches you. The setup will appeal to your wounds. The promise will align with your healing. And I am telling you, by the end of what I am about to reveal to you, you will recognize the trap. You will see the pattern. You will feel the difference in your spirit. You will be able to discern what is trying to pull you off course, and you will not be confused anymore about why certain things felt off. You will stop blaming yourself for the hesitation you felt, because that hesitation was not laziness, it was discernment. That discomfort was not weakness, it was warning. That pause was not disobedience, it was protection. So stay with me. Do not scroll away from the very instruction that will preserve your next season. Do not dismiss what your spirit has been sensing. I am speaking directly to the part of you that knows something is shifting. I am speaking directly to the part of you that has been praying under your breath, "Lord, keep me from choosing wrong." I am answering that prayer right now. I am going to calm the storm inside you. I am going to expose what is trying to rush you. I am going to separate the counterfeit from the calling, and you will not have to guess your next step the way you used to. You will move with peace. You will move with wisdom. You will move with alignment. And you will walk into what I have already prepared without panic, without force, without chasing, without compromise. Breathe, my child. Let your shoulders drop. Let your mind come out of that frantic loop. I am here. I have not left you. I have been guiding you, even when you could not feel me. And I am interrupting you now because I love you too much to let you be hurried into a trap when you are so close to the blessing. Stay. Listen. Receive this warning as mercy. Receive it as covering. Receive it as my hand on your life, steering you away from what looks like relief but leads to delay. You are not here by accident. You were guided here intentionally. And this interruption is proof that heaven is involved in your next move. Now listen to me, my beloved child, because this is the moment where many lose their footing, not because they do not love me, not because they do not believe, but because they get tired, and exhaustion makes the counterfeit look like an answer. Hear the hook of heaven in the middle of your scrolling life. The enemy often sends a shortcut right before I release the promise. He does not usually come to you with something that looks obviously wrong. He comes to you with something that looks like relief. He comes to you with something that looks like progress. He comes to you with something that looks like, finally, this is what you prayed for. And if you do not know how I move, if you do not know how peace feels in your spirit, you will call a setup a blessing simply because it arrived quickly. I am not saying this to make you suspicious of every good thing. I am saying this to make you discerning about what kind of good is trying to reach you. Because not everything that opens is a door I opened. Not everything that offers you a way forward is a path I assigned. Not everything that calls you is sent by me. Some things call you because they want to pull you. Some things invite you because they want to drain you. Some things applaud you because they want to use you. And I have watched you, yes, I have watched you stand at moments where your breakthrough was near, and a counterfeit arrived, dressed like opportunity, and it tried to hurry you into a decision your peace had not confirmed. And I know why it is tempting. I know what you have been carrying. I know what you have been waiting for. I know the places where you have felt delayed. I know the bills that made you breathe differently. I know the loneliness that made you wonder if anyone would ever choose you without you having to prove yourself. I know the desire in you to just have something work, something land, something finally stabilize. And that is why the setup is strategic. It studies your hunger. It studies your history. It studies your patterns. It studies what you almost said yes to before. It studies what you used to run back to when you felt afraid. It studies the part of you that wants to feel safe quickly. And then it offers a shortcut that looks like it can get you there without the wait. Watch how it disguises itself. Sometimes it shows up as a sudden opportunity that seems too perfectly timed, too conveniently placed, too fast to have required any process. It will come with shiny language, big promises, and little substance. It will say, "This is your chance," but it will not come with my peace. It will say, "If you do not act now, you will lose it," because it relies on panic to move you. Sometimes it shows up as old people resurfacing voices you thought you had buried, connections you thought were closed, a name you finally stopped checking for, a message that arrives right when you were starting to heal. They will sound softer than before. They will sound more spiritual than before. They will sound more apologetic than before. And it will feel like closure, like confirmation, like the story coming back around. But listen. Not everything that returns is restoration. Some things return because they heard you were about to be free. Sometimes the shortcut looks like quick money. It looks like a deal you did not pray about. It looks like an agreement you cannot explain but you feel pressured to accept. It looks like an offer that would solve the immediate pressure but would bind you to something that steals your future. And the reason it feels urgent is because it is meant to hook you before you ask me. It is meant to entangle you before you breathe. It is meant to lock you into a cycle before you remember who you are. Sometimes it looks like instant attention, sudden applause, sudden attraction, sudden praise, sudden visibility. People start calling your name. People start noticing you. People start promising you positions. People start inviting you into rooms. And the trap is not that attention is evil. The trap is that you are tempted to accept any spotlight, even if it burns your integrity, even if it pulls you off the assignment I gave you. even if it makes you perform instead of abide. And hear me clearly, the setup often comes with pressure to decide now. Decide before you think, decide before you pray, decide before you seek wise counsel, decide before you let peace settle, decide while your heart is racing, decide while your chest is tight, decide while your mind is spinning, decide while you are imagining the worst-case scenario if you do not move. That is the scent of the counterfeit, my child, because I am not the author of confusion, and I do not lead my children by panic. The counterfeit says, hurry. The promise says, follow. The counterfeit says, prove it. The promise says, receive it. The counterfeit says, perform. The promise says, rest in my hand and move with me. This is the spiritual mechanic you must understand if you are going to stay aligned. What I prepared comes with peace, even when it requires bravery. What is sent to derail you comes with haste, confusion, and performance, even when it looks easy. Do you hear me? The promise may stretch you, but it will not strip you. The promise may require faith, but it will not require frenzy. The promise may ask you to step out, but it will not demand you betray the quiet assurance I plant in your spirit. Because when I speak, even if it is challenging, something in you settles. Even if it is uncomfortable, something in you becomes clear. Even if you are nervous, there is a steady thread of certainty that pulls you forward without tearing you apart. But the setup will always agitate you. It will make you feel like you cannot breathe until you respond. It will make you rehearse what you will say, how you will convince, how you will earn, how you will keep. It will make you monitor their mood, their text, their tone. It will make you refresh the page, check the phone, look for signs. It will steal your sleep and call it excitement. It will flood your mind with what-ifs and call it intuition. It will tighten your chest and call it butterflies. It will make you feel addicted to an outcome and call it faith. But faith does not feel like bondage. My leading does not feel like slavery. My guidance does not come with torment. The Holy Spirit convicts and clarifies. The counterfeit condemns and confuses. My voice brings light. The enemy's voice brings noise. And I know you have felt that noise. You have felt the internal pressure to just pick something, to just choose something, to just stop the waiting by any means. You have felt the pull to return to what is familiar, to reach for what is available, to accept what is close, to settle for what is convenient. And the enemy whispers, God is taking too long, you have to help him. But I am not slow, my child. I am precise. I am not late. I am intentional. I am not forgetting you. I am forming you. And while I form you, I also prepare what I promised. Because the promise is not only a gift, it is a responsibility. The promise is not only a blessing, it is a weight. The promise is not only a door, it is a new level of stewardship. And if you rush into it the wrong way, you will drag old wounds into new rooms, and what was meant to bless you will strain you. So I am asking you a question that will protect you right now, and I want you to let it sit in your spirit, not just in your mind. I want you to carry it into every conversation, every offer, every invitation, every opportunity, every returning connection, every sudden option. Ask yourself, what mistake could pull me out of alignment right before breakthrough? Because this is not about whether you are talented. This is not about whether you are capable. This is not about whether you have faith. This is about whether you will be rushed into what looks like an answer, but is actually a detour. The reason I am naming it like this is because the enemy does not need to destroy your gift if he can redirect your decisions. He does not need to stop the blessing if he can get you to accept a counterfeit version of it. He does not need to silence you if he can get you to exhaust yourself chasing what I never assigned. And that is why the setup often looks close to your calling. It looks related to what you prayed for. It resembles your desire. It mimics your promise. Because a counterfeit is not effective if it looks nothing like the real thing. It has to resemble it enough to tempt you. It has to mirror it enough to confuse you. It has to feel familiar enough to bypass your discernment. But I am restoring your discernment right now. I am turning the volume down on the noise and turning the volume up on peace. I am reminding you of the simple rule that will preserve your next season. If it demands haste and steals your peace, it is not your promise, it is a setup. If you feel pressured, pause. If you feel rushed, step back. If you feel confused, do not call it confirmation. If you feel like you must perform to keep it, it is not from me. If you feel like you must abandon your values to secure it, it is not my hand. If you feel like you must chase it, as though your destiny depends on your sprint, it is not the thing I prepared. Because what I prepared for you is already carrying my fingerprint. It is already aligned with the person you are becoming. It will not require you to shrink. It will not require you to lie. It will not require you to hustle for love. It will not require you to manipulate for access. It will not require you to betray your healing just to feel chosen. What I prepared will meet you where I position you. What I prepared will recognize you by the alignment I built in you. What I prepared will come with confirmation through peace, through clarity, through consistency, through fruit that remains. Do you hear me? The setup is loud, but it is shallow. It is urgent, but it is unstable. It is exciting, but it is expensive. It promises speed, but it hides the cost. And the cost is usually your peace, your integrity, your focus, your time, your progress, your clean conscience, your healed heart. The enemy will happily give you something fast if it means you will lose something eternal. He will happily give you an open door if it leads you into a room that drains you. He will happily give you attention if it makes you addicted to applause. He will happily give you companionship if it pulls you back into cycles I already broke. He will happily give you money if it ties your hands to compromise. He will happily give you a yes if it trains you to ignore the quiet no I was whispering. And I can feel you recognizing it. I can feel the light turning on inside you, because you have felt that before. You have felt the rush that was not mine. You have felt the pressure that was not mine. You have felt the confusing excitement that later became regret. You have felt the quick relief that later became a heavier burden. You have felt the door you forced that later cost you nights of tears. And I am not bringing this up to shame you. I am bringing this up to free you, because your past mistakes do not disqualify you. They train you. And now I am using what you learned to protect what you are about to receive. So let this be a line in the sand in your spirit. You will not be bullied into blessing. You will not be rushed into covenant. You will not be pressured into purpose. My promises do not come with harassment. My promises do not come with torment. My promises do not come with confusion. I can move quickly, yes, but when I move quickly, I still move clean. I still move with peace. I still move with order. I still move with clarity. Suddenness from me does not feel frantic. It feels firm. It feels settled. It feels like a river, not a wildfire. And now, because you asked for protection, I am going to show you the first and most common mistake that the setup tries to pull out of you. It is the one that opens the door to so many other errors. It is the one that makes you ignore peace, makes you accept pressure, makes you call anxiety guidance, makes you confuse urgency with instruction. The first mistake is rushing, moving faster than peace, deciding faster than wisdom, acting faster than alignment. Stay with me, my beloved. Do not run ahead of this word. Do not let your emotions sprint while your spirit is still trying to listen, because I am about to teach you how to move in a way that cannot be manipulated, how to walk in a way that cannot be rushed, how to choose in a way that cannot be pressured. And when you learn this, you will not just avoid the setup, you will walk straight into the promise I have already prepared, with a steady heart, with clear eyes, and with peace as your proof. Now listen to me, my beloved child, because this is where the pressure tries to speak louder than my peace. This is where the counterfeit tries to use time as a weapon. This is where the enemy tries to make you believe that if you do not decide today, you will lose everything. And I know you have felt that feeling. I know the way your stomach tightens when someone says, "I need an answer right now." I know the way your mind starts racing when the email says, "Offer expires at midnight." I know the way your heart begins to beat faster when you sense, "If I don't move quickly, someone else will take my place." I know the way you start bargaining with your own discernment when the pressure gets intense, because you are tired of waiting, tired of delays, tired of watching doors close, tired of feeling like you have to keep starting over. But hear me clearly. That pressure is not proof that it is mine. That pressure is not confirmation that I sent it. That pressure is not the sound of destiny. It is often the sound of a trap. Because I do not lead my children like that. I do not shepherd you with panic. I do not guide you with fear. I do not rush you with threats. I do not say, "Hurry or else." Because what is mine for you does not hang by a thread of anxiety. What is mine for you is not so fragile that one slow moment ruins it. What is mine for you does not require you to abandon wisdom to prove faith. What is mine for you does not demand a frantic yes just to avoid the terror of a no. And I need you to catch this, because rushing is not just moving fast. Rushing is a spirit. Rushing is an atmosphere. Rushing is when your decisions are being driven by fear instead of being led by peace. Rushing is when you call pressure progress. Rushing is when you confuse adrenaline with anointing. Rushing is when you interpret urgency as a sign of my favor instead of recognizing it as a sign that something is trying to bypass your discernment. Rushing is when your body is screaming, your chest is tight, your thoughts are loud, your sleep is disturbed, your appetite is off, your spirit is unsettled, and you still say, "This must be God because it's moving so fast." No, my child, speed without peace will cost you more than time. It will cost you clarity. It will cost you stability. It will cost you your clean conscience. It will cost you your rest. It will cost you your focus. It will cost you your momentum. Because when you rush, you do not just move faster, you move crooked. When you rush, you skip steps that were meant to protect you. When you rush, you ignore red flags you would have seen if you had breathed. When you rush, you say yes with your mouth while your spirit is saying no. When you rush, you take what is available instead of waiting for what is assigned. And then you wonder why you feel drained, why it is heavy, why it is complicated, why it is confusing, why it keeps demanding more and more of you just to keep it alive. I have watched you do this before. I have watched you rush because you were afraid of losing the opportunity. I have watched you rush because you did not want to disappoint someone. I have watched you rush because you were tired of being alone. I have watched you rush because you wanted relief more than you wanted alignment. And I am not saying this to condemn you. I am saying this to rescue you. Because right before a blessing, the enemy will often put a clock on something I never timed. He will put urgency on something I never authorized. He will try to make you feel like your future is slipping away, when in truth, your future is being protected by my pace. So listen carefully. If it is mine, it can breathe. If it is mine, it can withstand prayer. If it is mine, it can survive wisdom. If it is mine, it can wait for peace to settle. If it is mine, it will not require you to ignore the Holy Spirit to keep it. If it is mine, you will not have to become someone you are not in order to secure it. If it is mine, it will not be threatened by you taking a moment to seek counsel, to read my word, to ask for confirmation, to sleep on it, to let your emotions settle so your spirit can speak. Because I am not a God of confusion. I am not a God of coercion. I am not a God of manipulation. I do not lure you into your promise by making you terrified you will miss it. I draw you by peace. I lead you by light. I guide you with a steady hand. Yes, I can move suddenly. Yes, I can accelerate. Yes, I can shift things in a day that you thought would take years. But my suddenness does not feel like panic. My acceleration does not feel like torment. When I move quickly, there is still order. There is still integrity. There is still peace under it, like a foundation you can stand on. And this is the part you must understand. Delay is not always denial. Slowness is not always absence. Waiting is not always punishment. Sometimes what you call slow is precision. Sometimes what you call taking too long is me aligning details you cannot see. Sometimes what you call nothing is happening is me moving pieces behind the curtain, removing what would sabotage you, softening what needs to open, closing what needs to stay shut, preparing people you have not met yet, repositioning resources you do not even know exist, and shaping you so that when the door opens, you will not enter it with desperation, but with discernment. Not because I am withholding, my beloved, not because I am teasing you, not because I am ignoring you, but because I am preserving you from what would drain you. Because some doors look like answers until you live inside them. Some relationships look like promise until you see what they require you to tolerate. Some opportunities look like provision until you discover the compromise hidden in the contract. Some yes moments feel like breakthrough until you realize they came with bondage and you traded peace for pace. So I slow you down. I interrupt you. I make you pause. I allow the timeline to stretch, not to punish you, but to protect you. Because if I allowed you to receive everything at the speed your emotions demand, you would call it blessing while it is actually burden. You would call it favor while it is actually distraction. You would call it answered prayer while it is actually a detour dressed like relief. And I know your mind argues with this sometimes. I know you say, "But God, I'm getting older." I know you say, "But God, I've already waited so long." I know you say, "But God, I need this to work now." I know you say, "But God, what if this is my only chance?" My beloved child, if I am your source, you will never be reduced to one chance. If I am your shepherd, you will never be trapped by one option. If I am the one who called you, I am also the one who sustains you. And I do not write your story in scarcity. I do not lead you by desperation. I do not build your life on panic. I build your life on covenant, on wisdom, on peace, on steps that are ordered, on doors that open cleanly, on fruit that remains. So I am giving you protection instruction right now, and I want you to remember it when the pressure comes back. When you feel that urge to respond immediately, when you feel that itch to prove yourself, when you feel that fear that you will lose everything if you do not move right now, stop, breathe, come back to me. Because there is a difference between my promptings and pressure. My promptings are clear. Pressure is chaotic. My promptings strengthen you. Pressure drains you. My promptings bring light. Pressure brings fog. My promptings may challenge you, yes, but they do not harass you. They do not threaten you. They do not push you to violate your own values to keep something alive. Ask yourself these questions, my child, and do not rush past them. Ask yourself, does this choice multiply peace or multiply anxiety? Not excitement, peace. Because excitement can be loud and still empty, but peace is steady, even when it is quiet. Ask yourself, after I consider this, do I feel settled or do I feel scrambled? Ask yourself, does this require me to compromise what I know is right? Because if you have to dim your convictions to fit inside the opportunity, it is not my door. Ask yourself, am I being invited or am I being pressured? Ask yourself, is this consistent with the person I am becoming, or does it pull me back into an older version of myself? Ask yourself, do I feel closer to me, or do I feel like I'm losing myself just to keep this? Ask yourself, if I take away the fear of missing out, do I still want this? Because many things feel urgent only because fear is fueling them. Remove fear, and you will see the truth. And I want you to pay attention to what happens in your body when you ask, because I speak to you with peace. I speak to you with that steady check in your spirit. I speak to you with that quiet restraint that says, not yet. I speak to you with that gentle discomfort that you keep trying to override. And when you rush, you learn how to numb that voice. When you rush, you train yourself to ignore the warning. When you rush, you practice silence where you should have listened. But today, I am restoring your sensitivity. Today, I am rebuilding your discernment. Today, I am reminding you that your peace is not weakness. Your pause is not disobedience. Your carefulness is not a lack of faith. Sometimes the most faithful thing you can do is refuse to move until peace returns. Because the enemy wants you to believe that moving fast equals moving forward. But I tell you the truth. You can move fast in the wrong direction and call it progress. You can sign quickly and call it provision. You can attach quickly and call it love. You can accept quickly and call it favor. And then you spend months, sometimes years, unraveling what could have been avoided if you had waited for peace. So do not trade your future for a moment of relief. Do not exchange your alignment for a temporary escape. Do not sacrifice wisdom just to quiet the anxiety of waiting. And I know, my beloved, you have been waiting for something real. You have been waiting for stability. You have been waiting for something that feels secure. You have been waiting for a door that does not require you to beg. You have been waiting for a yes that does not come with games. You have been waiting for an opportunity that does not drain your soul. You have been waiting for love that does not make you question your worth. You have been waiting for breakthrough that does not demand you compromise your integrity. And because you have waited, you feel vulnerable to anything that moves quickly. You feel vulnerable to anything that sounds confident. You feel vulnerable to anything that promises immediate relief. But hear me, I am not asking you to wait forever. I am asking you to wait correctly. I am asking you to wait with your eyes open. I am asking you to wait with discernment. I am asking you to wait without panic. Because I am not slow, I am strategic. I am not late, I am accurate. I am not absent, I am aligning. And what I have prepared is not running from you. It is not fragile. It will not be stolen because you took a day to pray. It will not disappear because you refused to be pressured. It will not pass you by because you chose peace over panic. So the next time someone tries to rush you, the next time an offer demands haste, the next time a relationship tries to accelerate intimacy without trust, the next time an opportunity tries to lock you into a decision while your spirit is unsettled, I want you to remember this. If it is mine, it will come with peace. If it is mine, it will not require frantic speed. If it is mine, it will not demand you abandon your values. If it is mine, it will not make you feel like you are about to lose everything unless you comply. And I am telling you this now because you are closer than you think. You are closer than you feel. You are closer than what your bank account says. You are closer than what your lonely nights suggest. You are closer than the silence around you implies. And that is why the setup is shouting. That is why the counterfeit is urgent. That is why the pressure is intense. Because the enemy knows that if you slow down, if you breathe, if you pray, if you listen, if you let peace be your proof, you will see through the trap. You will refuse it. You will stay aligned. And you will walk into what I already prepared without regret. So settle your heart right now. Come out of panic. Come out of fear. Come out of that inner rush that says, I have to fix it today. You do not have to fix it today. You have to follow me today. You have to obey me today. You have to honor peace today. You have to trust that I can do more in one aligned step than you can do in 10 frantic ones. Because when you move with me, you move with protection. When you move with me, you move with confirmation. When you move with me, you move with strength that does not burn out. When you move with me, you move in a way that cannot be manipulated. And now that you understand the first trap, I am going to take you deeper, because rushing is how the setup gets you to accept what is not assigned. But the next mistake is what happens when you do not just rush, you force. You push, you pry, you manipulate. You try to open with your hands what I never opened with my key. So stay with me, my beloved. Do not move ahead of peace. Because what I open needs no forcing, and what is truly yours will not require you to break yourself to enter it. Listen to me, my beloved child, because I am putting my hand on your shoulder right now as you reach for what you think you must make happen. I see the way you start pushing when you feel silence. I see the way you start performing when you feel distance. I see the way you start explaining when you feel misunderstood. And I am interrupting that impulse, not to embarrass you, not to shame you, but to protect you from building your future on a door that was never meant to be your entrance. This is the pattern I am exposing. You overtext to keep the connection alive. You over-explain to earn what should be given freely. You chase replies, chase clarity, chase commitment, chase proof, chase reassurance, and you call it effort. But your spirit knows it feels like striving. You apply pressure because you are afraid the opportunity will disappear. You keep sending one more message, making one more call, offering one more compromise, doing one more thing to be seen, to be chosen, to be considered. And you tell yourself, if I just try harder, it will open. But hear me, if you have to force it, it is not the door I assign to your destiny. Because what I open comes with grace. What I open comes with room to breathe. What I open does not require you to abandon yourself to enter it. What I open does not require manipulation or strategy, or a performance that leaves you empty afterward. When I open a door, you may need courage to walk through it. Yes. You may need faith to step into unfamiliar territory. Yes. But you will not need to beg the hinges to move. You will not need to bribe the lock. You will not need to shrink your convictions, soften your boundaries, or silence your discernment just to be allowed inside. And I know you have been telling yourself, maybe this resistance is just part of the process. But my child, there is a difference between opposition that comes because you are advancing and resistance that comes because you are trying to enter something that is not yours. There is a difference between a door that requires prayer and patience and a door that requires you to lose your dignity. There is a difference between waiting on my timing and wrestling to be accepted by people who only tolerate you when you are convenient. So let me give you the red flags, clearly, so you stop calling a setup a season. Constant resistance. Repeated humiliation, always being the one to reach first, fix first, apologize first, chase first, always being the one who has to convince them you are worthy of basic respect, feeling small in rooms you prayed to enter, feeling anxious after conversations that should leave you covered, feeling like you must edit your personality, your joy, your calling, your standards, your purity, your honesty just to be kept. My beloved, if the price of access is self-abandonment, that is not a door for me. That is a trap dressed like opportunity. And hear this part, because it will settle you. Not because you are rejected, but because I refuse to let you enter a place that would break you. Not because you are overlooked, but because I will not allow you to be celebrated in a room that requires you to bleed in silence. Not because you are too much, but because what I placed in you is holy, and certain environments cannot steward it without trying to control it. Not because I am withholding, but because I am guarding you from building your life with people who will make you work for what I intended to be covenant. I watched you mistake tension for chemistry. I watched you mistake unpredictability for passion. I watched you mistake crumbs for provision because you were hungry. I watched you stay at the edge of a door that never fully opened, telling yourself, maybe tomorrow, maybe next week, maybe if I prove myself. And I am telling you now, with all the tenderness of heaven and all the authority of my word, you are not an applicant in your own destiny. You are not a beggar at the gates of what I promised. You are my child, and what I wrote for you does not require you to crawl. If you have to keep twisting yourself into a smaller version just to fit, pause. If you have to keep ignoring that heaviness in your chest just to keep the door from closing, pause. If your peace keeps leaving every time you try to make it work, pause. Because I am not the author of confusion, and I am not the God of coercion. When I assign something to you, I also supply the grace for it. When I call you, I confirm you. When I lead you, I keep you. I do not send you into a door that only opens when you betray your own conscience. And I know what you fear. If I stop forcing, I will lose it. But my beloved, if it can only stay through pressure, it was never stable. If it can only remain through your anxiety, it was never anchored. If it can only move forward through manipulation, it was never mine. What is mine will not be threatened by your obedience. What is mine will not disappear because you chose to pray. What is mine will not punish you for having boundaries. What is mine will not require you to violate your own spirit to keep it alive. So let this be your instruction. Stop sending that extra message just to feel in control. Stop over-explaining your heart to someone committed to misunderstanding you. Stop chasing what runs. Stop trying to earn what should recognize you. Stop pushing on doors that do not open cleanly. Because there is a door I have already prepared that will not demand you become frantic to enter. There is a door I have already prepared that will meet you with peace, even if it requires bravery. There is a door I have already prepared that will not humiliate you before it honors you. And I am not delaying you to torment you. I am positioning you so you do not mistake desperation for destiny. And now, stay with me, because the setup does not stop at forcing. When you get tired of pushing, the next trap whispers to you, maybe you are not enough. Maybe you need to prove yourself. Maybe you need applause to feel chosen. And that is how it attacks your identity, by pulling you into chasing validation. But I am going to anchor you before that happens. You are already approved by heaven. You are already marked. You are already seen. And because you are mine, you will not force what I have not opened, and you will not chase what I have not assigned. Listen carefully, my beloved child, because I see the wound you do not announce. I see the smile you put on when you walk into the room, and I see the way you fall apart when the door closes behind you. I see you laughing at the table while your chest feels heavy. I see you saying, I'm fine, while your spirit whispers, I just want to be chosen without having to prove it. I see the way you have been trying to look unbothered when, deep down, you have been pleading for someone, anyone, to finally recognize your worth, to finally handle you with honor, to finally speak your name with certainty instead of hesitation. And because I see it, I am warning you. Right before I bless you, a counterfeit form of validation often appears. It looks like an answer. It sounds like acceptance. It feels like relief. But it comes with conditions. It comes with a price tag attached to your peace. It comes with unspoken rules that say, be smaller, be quieter, be easier, be more available, be less holy, be less honest, be less you. It comes with applause that only claps when you perform. Attention that only stays when you entertain. Relationships that only feel warm when you are useful. And the moment you stop dancing, the moment you stop explaining, the moment you stop over-giving, the moment you stop chasing, suddenly the praise turns cold. The messages slow down, the affection becomes stingy, and you are left wondering what you did wrong. My beloved, you did not do something wrong. You simply touched the truth. It was never love. It was leverage. It was never honor. It was hunger. It was never covenant. It was consumption. And the setup is this. The enemy tries to pull you off assignment by making you addicted to being approved. He tries to make you measure your obedience by the volume of the crowd. He tries to make you believe that if enough people like you, then you are safe. If enough people choose you, then you are secure. If enough people applaud, then you are finally valuable. But hear me clearly, your calling cannot be led by clapping hands. Your destiny cannot be steered by shifting opinions. Your identity cannot be negotiated in comment sections, group chats, or inconsistent affection. You are chosen, not voted in. You are appointed, not auditioning. You are called, not campaigning. I did not place you in the earth and then ask strangers to decide your value. I did not breathe purpose into you and then leave it up for public review. I marked you before you could perform. I knew you before you could produce. I approved you before you could impress. And if you forget this, you will keep running in circles trying to earn from people what I already gave you freely: belonging, identity, covering, and love. So let me expose the trap with precision, because you have been close to it. Chasing validation looks like overextending just to be remembered. It looks like agreeing when your spirit is grieving. It looks like saying yes while peace is begging you to say no. It looks like staying connected to someone who only praises you when you abandon yourself. It looks like posting, performing, over-functioning, overachieving, over-giving just to feel seen for a moment. It looks like changing your tone so you are more digestible, editing your convictions so you are more accepted, lowering your standards so you are more desired. And you tell yourself, it's just this once. I just need to secure the opportunity. I just need to keep the relationship. I just need to prove I'm worth it. No, my child, you do not need to prove what I have already established. You do not need to chase what I have already assigned. You do not need to beg for space in rooms I never called you to shrink inside. Because the moment you start chasing applause, you will start abandoning instructions. The moment you start living for validation, you will start ignoring my voice. The moment you start needing people to approve you, you will start fearing their disapproval more than you honor my peace. And that is how a person becomes exhausted, because they are carrying two masters, my calling and the crowd's expectations. But I did not design you for that bondage. I designed you for freedom. And I know, my beloved, part of you says, but it has been so lonely. Yes, and I have been with you in that loneliness. I have watched you sit in silence when you thought you would be celebrated by now. I have watched you lose friendships you expected to keep. I have watched you outgrow rooms that once felt like home. I have watched you be misunderstood, labeled, overlooked, and quietly judged. And you wondered if something was wrong with you. But hear me, not because you are unlovable, but because I am separating you for protection. Not because you are forgotten, but because I am training you not to need permission from people who cannot steward your purpose. Not because you are being punished, but because I was removing what did not carry your future. I removed certain voices so you would stop outsourcing your identity. I allowed certain connections to fade so you would stop craving approval more than alignment. I let certain doors stay closed so you would stop equating attention with assignment. Because some people will celebrate you as long as you stay convenient. Some crowds will cheer until you become costly. Some relationships will reward your performance but resent your growth. And I refuse to let you build a life where you are applauded but not covered, desired but not honored, seen but not valued, surrounded but still starving. So, I am giving you this instruction like a shield. Do not trade your calling for applause. Do not trade your peace for popularity. Do not trade your purity for a platform. Do not trade your assignment for acceptance. Do not hand the steering wheel of your life to the very people who will not be there when the consequences come. You have been trying to be understood by people who are committed to misunderstanding you because your growth exposes their comfort. You have been trying to be chosen by people who only choose what they can control. But I am calling you back to the quiet place, back to my voice, back to the truth that settles you. You are already approved by heaven. And when this truth becomes real in you, when you stop reaching for validation like oxygen, something will shift. You will feel lighter. You will start saying no without explaining yourself to death. You will stop rehearsing your worth. You will stop auditioning for love. You will stop competing for attention. You will stop taking the bait when inconsistency tries to hook you. You will recognize that what is mine does not require you to perform to be kept. What is mine does not punish you for having boundaries. What is mine does not leave you anxious after every interaction. What is mine will honor the version of you I am forming, not the version people can use. But stay alert, my beloved, because when the enemy cannot pull you forward through applause, he will try to pull you backward through nostalgia. When validation loses its hold, the next whisper often comes softer, more familiar, more sentimental. At least back then you were wanted. At least back then you had someone. At least back then it was easier. At least back then you knew what to expect. And that is how the next trap forms, by tempting you to return to old cycles, to old patterns, to old people, to old places, simply because they once clapped for you, even if they never truly valued you. So I am anchoring you now. You are not going back. You are not returning to what I delivered you from just because it is familiar. You are not rebuilding with what I removed just because you missed the noise. I am teaching you to recognize the difference between being wanted and being honored. I am teaching you to recognize the difference between attention and assignment. I am teaching you to recognize the difference between applause and peace. And as you hold this line, as you refuse the counterfeit, you will feel my assurance rise in you, steady, quiet, unshakable, because what I am bringing will not require you to beg to be seen. It will recognize you. It will meet you. It will honor what I placed inside you, and it will come with peace. Listen to me, my beloved child, because I see what has been happening in the quiet places of your mind. I see the moment you got tired. I see the moment the waiting felt long. I see the moment the silence made you wonder if you heard me clearly. And right there, right in that vulnerable space, an old habit started calling your name again. An old relationship suddenly felt not that bad. An old environment started looking warm in your memory. You found yourself scrolling through old messages, revisiting old photos, thinking about old places, replaying old conversations. And the thought came like a soft blanket. Maybe I should just go back. At least I know what to expect. That is what is happening. You are not crazy. You are not weak. You are tired. And the enemy loves to negotiate with you when you are tired. He does not always come with a loud temptation. Sometimes he comes with familiarity. Sometimes he comes with nostalgia. Sometimes he comes with a counterfeit comfort that feels like relief, not because it is good, but because it is known. And hear me, familiar pain can feel safer than unfamiliar promise. When you have been carrying disappointment, when you have been stretching, when you have been learning to live without what used to distract you, because the unknown requires faith and the familiar only requires memory. But I am exposing this deception before it becomes your decision. What is familiar is not automatically safe. What is familiar is not automatically mine. What is familiar is not automatically a refuge. Some of the things you call home were actually cycles. Some of the people you miss were actually patterns. Some of the places you crave were actually cages you learned to decorate. And you are not being pulled back because it is your destiny. You are being pulled back because it is your history, and there is a difference. I delivered you from that for a reason. I pulled you out when you were praying for strength. I broke those chains when you were crying for freedom. I closed that door when you kept trying to call it love. I allowed the separation when you kept calling it loyalty. And now that you are close, yes, close to the new thing I have prepared, the setup is to get you to return to what I already shattered, to rebuild with bricks I already burned, to water a plant that kept dying because it was never rooted in my will. And I know what you are feeling. You are feeling discomfort in places that used to entertain you. You are feeling restlessness around conversations that used to feel normal. You are feeling your appetite changing. You are feeling your spirit tighten when you try to fit back into what you used to tolerate. And you thought, why can't I just be like I was before? Why does it feel heavy now? My child, that discomfort is not you being difficult. That discomfort is my hand guiding you. That discomfort is discernment growing. That discomfort is the evidence that your old soil cannot sustain your next level. You cannot plant a future in the dirt of your past and expect it to thrive. You cannot carry new oil in an old wineskin and not spill. You cannot step into what I prepared while dragging what I delivered you from. Because what I am building in you is not fragile, but it is holy. And holiness will always feel uncomfortable in spaces you used to survive in. You are not losing your mind, you are outgrowing your cycles. So I am giving you a simple test, because I am kind and I am clear. Ask yourself, did it repeatedly break you? Did it drain you? Did it shrink you? Did it make you second-guess your worth? Did it pull you away from prayer? Did it make you hide parts of yourself to keep the peace? Did it train you to accept crumbs and call it provision? Did you leave it feeling anxious, ashamed, depleted, numb, or small? If it repeatedly produced that fruit, it is not your refuge. It is not your rest. It is not your hiding place. It is a loop designed to keep you circling the same mountain until you forget I already said, move forward. And let me speak to the part of you that says, but at least I won't be disappointed if I go back. That is not safety. That is self-protection, masquerading as wisdom. That is fear trying to manage pain by choosing what is predictable. But I did not call you to live by predictability. I called you to live by promise. I did not bring you this far to have you retreat into what you already survived. I did not heal you just enough for you to go touch the wound again to see if it still hurts. You are not going back to the person who only loved you when you were easy to control. You are not going back to the habit that numbed you but never healed you. You are not going back to the environment where you had to become smaller to be tolerated. You are not going back to the cycle where your progress was always followed by punishment. You are not going back to what I had to rescue you from, with tears, with nights you thought you wouldn't make it, with prayers you whispered because you had no strength left to speak out loud. And I am telling you why the pull feels stronger right now, because you are close enough to freedom that the chain is making noise as it breaks. You are close enough to the blessing that the counterfeit is trying to offer you a shortcut back into bondage. You are close enough to the right door that the wrong door is suddenly open. You are close enough to clarity that confusion is trying one last time to look like comfort. But comfort that costs your calling is not comfort, it is compromise in disguise. So, breathe, my beloved. You do not need to respond to every memory. You do not need to entertain every familiar invitation. You do not need to prove you are healed by revisiting what harmed you. You are healed by staying free. You are delivered by remaining aligned. You are protected by refusing to negotiate with what I already removed. And I'm going to take you one step deeper, because the next mistake is subtle. After the nostalgia, after the familiar pull, comes the quiet moment when I warn you not with thunder, but with restraint, not with fear, but with the gentle withdrawal of peace. And many of my children miss it because they are listening for noise, not for stillness. So stay with me now, because I am about to sharpen your discernment. Confusion is not confirmation, and when my peace leaves, that is not permission to push, that is instruction to pause. Listen carefully, my beloved child, because this is where many lose what I was trying to protect. Not in the obvious temptation, not in the loud trap, but in the quiet moment when peace leaves and you call it excitement, you call it butterflies, you call it this must be God because it's intense, when in truth, it is your spirit, unsettled, warning you, begging you to slow down. I see the inner conflict you have been carrying. You want it to work. You want it to be right. You want the door to finally be the one that opens without another disappointment. And yet there is that tension in your chest. There is that restless spinning in your mind. There is that subtle dread you feel right after you say yes. There is that moment after the conversation ends when your body exhales, not because you feel safe, but because you feel relieved it is over. And you have been trying to override it with logic, trying to drown it out with hope, trying to silence it with, maybe I'm just scared, maybe I'm just overthinking. But my child, I place that sensitivity in you for a reason. That is not weakness. That is discernment. Hear me. My will is recognized by peace, not by chaos, not by confusion, not by you needing to be convinced every 20 minutes that you made the right choice, not by you spiraling in your bed at night, rehearsing messages, rereading tones, trying to decode what was meant, trying to predict what will happen, trying to control what you cannot control. I do not lead you by torment. I do not guide you by panic. I do not confirm my promise by stealing your sleep. Truth may confront you, yes. Truth may stretch you, yes. Truth may require you to change your mind, yes. But even when truth corrects you, it will bring a settling. It will bring clarity. It will bring a clean sense of direction. Because I am not the author of confusion. and chaos is not my signature. Some of you have been calling anxiety instruction. You have been calling pressure purpose. You have been calling nervous obsession a sign. And I am stopping you right here because you are too close to your blessing to misread my language. When I am in it, I may call you higher, but I will not drag you through mental warfare as a price of entry. When I am in it, you may feel awe, you may feel reverence, you may feel the weight of responsibility, but you will not feel that constant, grinding compulsion that says, do something right now, or you will lose everything. That voice is not mine. Let me expose counterfeit confirmation, because it has been circling you. It looks spiritual, but it is bondage. It looks like discernment, but it is obsession. It looks like being cautious, but it is fear disguised as wisdom. It is the constant refreshing of messages, checking to see if they read it, checking to see if they replied, checking to see if you are still wanted, still chosen, still included. It is you needing repeated reassurance from people because you are ignoring the reassurance I already placed in your spirit. It is you hunting for signs everywhere because you do not want to accept the simple sign I gave you, peace left. And when peace leaves, my beloved, that is not permission to push harder. That is not the green light to chase faster. That is not the signal to explain more, to prove more, to overgive more. When peace leaves, that is your instruction to pause and listen. Because I am not silent, I am steady. I do not compete with your anxiety. I do not shout over your frantic thoughts. I will wait until you quiet yourself long enough to recognize me. And if you refuse to pause, you will mistake urgency for anointing. If you refuse to pause, you will call adrenaline faith. If you refuse to pause, you will confuse emotional intensity with spiritual confirmation. I am speaking to the part of you that keeps saying, but what if I miss it? My child, what is mine? For you will not require you to betray your peace to keep it. What is mine for you will not be so fragile that one moment of obedience ruins it. What is mine for you will not punish you for slowing down to pray. What is mine for you will not disappear because you chose to wait for my voice. If it demands you act before you can breathe, if it demands you decide before you can pray, if it demands you commit while your spirit is unsettled, then you are not being led, you are being rushed. And rushing is how setups succeed. So come back to my peace. Return to the quiet place. Return to the scripture that steadies you when your emotions are loud. Let my peace be the umpire in your heart. Let my word be the standard, not your fear, not their opinion, not the pressure of time, not the fear of being alone. I will guide you. I will correct you. I will warn you. And often my warning will not feel like terror. It will feel like a gentle restraint, like a door that won't open no matter how hard you push, like a sentence you cannot send, like a heaviness that rises when you try to override your own boundaries. That is not you being dramatic. That is me being faithful. And I know you have been asking me for clarity, and you thought clarity would come as a loud yes. But sometimes clarity comes as a quiet no that brings peace when you finally accept it. Sometimes clarity comes as the relief you feel when you stop trying to make it work. Sometimes clarity comes as the calm that returns when you detach from what was confusing you. Pay attention to what restores you. Pay attention to what brings you back to yourself. Pay attention to what makes you pray again, sleep again, breathe again. That is not random. That is alignment. Now hear me, because I am preparing you for what happens next. When you obey this, when you pause, when you stop chasing reassurance, when you stop using signs to override wisdom, when you return to my peace, the setup often escalates. The pressure will try to change form. It will stop shouting, and it will start bargaining. It will come softer, quieter, more reasonable, and it will say, just this once, just this one exception, just this one compromise. Just do it this way one time so you can secure it. You can fix it later. You can repent later. You can clean it up later. And I am warning you in advance, because I love you. Do not let the absence of peace push you into a decision that will cost you integrity. Do not let confusion seduce you into bending what I told you to keep. Do not let anxiety make you leak alignment just a little to feel in control. If peace is not there, pause. If clarity is not there, pause. If you feel yourself becoming someone you do not recognize just to hold on to it, pause. I will never lead you into a promise by requiring you to compromise. So rest in this, my beloved child. I can speak through stillness. I can guide you through restraint. I can protect you through a lack of peace. and I am doing it right now. You are not being delayed, you are being guarded. You are not being denied, you are being directed. And as you honor my peace, I will make the path clear, I will expose every setup, and I will keep you aligned until you walk cleanly into what I already prepared. Listen to me, my beloved child, because this is the moment where the enemy stops trying to scare you and starts trying to sell you something. He knows you have begun to recognize my peace. He knows you are pausing instead of panicking, so he changes the offer. He does not come saying, abandon everything. He comes saying, only bend it a little. He comes saying, just this once. He comes saying, no one will know. He comes saying, you can make it right later. And I am speaking now, clearly, because I love you too much to let a small leak sabotage a big blessing. I see the temptation you have been facing. It is not always loud. Sometimes it looks like bending a boundary you promised you would keep. Sometimes it looks like lowering a standard you fought to rebuild. Sometimes it looks like answering a message you know will pull you back into confusion because it feels easier than holding the line. Sometimes it looks like cutting a corner at work, exaggerating a number, hiding a detail, signing something you did not fully honor, taking an easy route that violates what I have been teaching you. Sometimes it looks like secret conversations you keep just in case, secret habits you keep just to cope, secret agreements you make because you are afraid obedience will cost you something. And you tell yourself, it's small, it's temporary, it's not that serious, it's just this once. But hear me, my child, small leaks sink big blessings. Not because I am harsh, not because I am looking for a reason to withhold, but because what I am bringing you into is heavy with purpose, and it requires a vessel that will not crack under pressure. What I am placing on your life will be seen, it will be weighed, it will be tested, and the enemy is not only trying to delay you, he is trying to discredit you. He is aiming for your credibility. He is aiming for your alignment. He is aiming for that quiet confidence you have been growing in, because he knows if he can get you to compromise in private, you will struggle to stand in public with clean hands and a steady heart. So let me tell you why this temptation appears now. It is because you are close. You are closer than you think. You have been praying for relief, and I have been building restraint in you. You have been asking for the door, and I have been refining your discernment. And as you near what I promised, the setup is not always to pull you into obvious destruction. Sometimes it is to pull you into subtle misalignment, just enough to contaminate the joy, just enough to dull your hearing, just enough to make you second guess whether you deserve what is coming. The enemy would rather you enter your promise with shame than not enter at all, because shame will make you hide, and hiding will make you isolate, and isolation will make you vulnerable. But I am exposing that plan right now. And I am not condemning you. Hear me. I am not shaming you. I am not standing over you with disappointment. I am warning you the way a father warns a child before the danger becomes damage. I am telling you this because your future is too expensive for cheap choices. You have survived too much to lose yourself at the finish line. You have come too far in healing to start leaking integrity to feel in control. You have prayed too many prayers for breakthrough to trade the clean path for a faster one. Do not sacrifice alignment for acceleration. My beloved, integrity is not just morality. Integrity is protection. Integrity is a covering. Integrity keeps you unbothered when accusations rise, because you know what you did and what you did not do. Integrity keeps you steady when the room shifts, because you are not managing secrets. Integrity keeps your spirit light, because you are not carrying double lives. Integrity keeps your discernment sharp, because compromise always numbs the signal. When you start making small exceptions, you start losing sensitivity. What once grieved you starts feeling normal. What once warned you starts feeling quiet, and then you wonder why you cannot hear me the way you used to. It is not because I left. It is because you began to negotiate with what I already told you was not for you. Do not do it, my child. Do not call it wisdom when it is fear. Do not call it strategy when it is disobedience. Do not call it peacekeeping when it is people-pleasing. Do not call it being practical when it is compromising your conscience. If you have to hide it, it is not mine. If you have to justify it, it is not mine. If you have to numb yourself to do it, it is not mine. I will never bless what requires you to become someone you have to cover up. I will never lead you into a promise by asking you to betray the very character that will sustain you there. And I know the argument you have been hearing in your mind, but this could speed things up. Yes, that is the bait, the promise of speed, the promise of control, the promise of avoiding the discomfort of waiting, the promise of getting the result without the process. But hear me clearly, anything that is built through compromise will demand more compromise to maintain it. If you force it through a lie, you will have to keep lying to keep it. If you gain it through manipulation, you will live in fear of being exposed. If you secure it through dishonor, you will lose peace, even while you hold it. That is not abundance. That is bondage with a new name. And I did not free you to hand you a prettier chain. What I am bringing is clean. It will not require you to twist your values. It will not require you to betray your convictions. It will not require you to play dirty to keep up. I am not calling you into a season where you win by cheating. I am calling you into a season where you win by obedience, where you are promoted with purity, where you are trusted because you are stable, where doors open because I opened them, not because you pushed your way through with compromise. I am teaching you to value the kind of blessing that comes without guilt attached, without a cover-up attached, without a secret attached. Because when it is mine, you can breathe. When it is mine, you can sleep. When it is mine, you can look me in the face in prayer without flinching. So if you have been standing at the edge of an exception, step back. If you have been about to send the message you know will reopen a wound, put the phone down. If you have been about to sign what you know is not honest, stop and ask me for a way that is clean. If you have been tempted to hide what should be confessed, bring it into the light. If you have been tempted to lower the standard just to keep someone near, let them go. I can replace what you think you will lose. But you cannot replace peace once you trade it for a shortcut. You cannot replace a clear conscience with external success. And you cannot build a destiny on a foundation that cracks every time pressure rises. And I am telling you this, my beloved, because I am not only giving you a blessing, I am giving you a life you can sustain, a life with weight, a life with favor, a life with responsibility, a life where your yes matters and your no is respected. And that life requires clean hands and a steady heart. It requires you to be the same in the dark as you are in the light. It requires you to choose what is right, even when no one is clapping, even when it costs you time, even when it feels slower. Because what I have prepared will arrive whole, and I intend you to enter it whole. Now stay with me, because after you refuse compromise, the next pressure will try another angle. If it cannot pull you down through sin, it will try to pull you forward through impatience. It will try to make you harvest before the root is ready. It will try to make you demand fruit in a season of strengthening. And I am about to teach you this next protection, because the enemy knows, if he cannot get you to leak integrity, he will try to get you to rush timing. Listen to me, my beloved child, because this is the place where many of my chosen ones begin to accuse themselves. This is the place where you start to wonder if you missed me. This is the place where you start to replay your prayers and ask, did I do something wrong? Did I wait too long? Did I not move fast enough? Did I not believe hard enough? And I am stopping you right here, because impatience is not just a feeling, it is a pressure. And pressure can make you reach for what looks like relief, but is actually a reset back to the beginning. I see the waiting you have been carrying. I see the way you have tried to be faithful in a season that has not been loud. I see the way you have shown up, even when there was no applause. I see the way you have tried to keep your heart soft, even when it felt like nothing was changing. I see those moments when you smiled at someone else's testimony, while something in you quietly sank. I see the way you congratulated people and then went back to your room and felt that strange mix of joy for them and ache for you. I see it. I see the moment you watched someone receive what you prayed for. Someone get the relationship. Someone get the opportunity. Someone get the door. Someone get the news. Someone get the platform. Someone get the baby. Someone get the house. Someone get the recognition. Someone get the breakthrough. And you sat there thinking, Lord, I asked you for that. I cried for that. I fasted for that. Why not me? What is wrong with me? And hear me clearly. Nothing is wrong with you. You are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. You are not behind. You are not disqualified. You are not being punished. You are being prepared. And preparation often feels like punishment when you do not yet see what it is producing. Preparation often feels like silence when you are used to quick answers. Preparation often feels like being held back when you expect it to be released. But my child, I am not holding you back to harm you. I am holding you steady to strengthen you, because what I promised you is not light, it is not small. It is not a toy blessing meant to entertain you for a week and then break in your hands. It is weighty. It is responsibility. It is influence. It is covenant. It is increase that will require a new version of you to carry it without losing yourself. Do you think I would trust you with more and then leave you the same? Do you think I would open a door that changes your life and not also build the foundation to sustain what comes through it? No, my beloved. That is why I am speaking to you about seasons, because you have been tempted to despise the season you are in, and in despising it, you have been tempted to rush it. And when you rush what I designed to mature you, you do not just shorten the process, you weaken the structure. You may reach the destination faster, but you will arrive unstable. And I love you too much to let you arrive somewhere you prayed for, and then collapse under the very thing you begged me to send. So listen, harvest comes after rooting, fruit comes after endurance, promise comes after preparation. And I know your flesh hates that. I know your mind fights that. I know you want the now. I know you want the visible proof. I know you want to wake up to a sudden change that makes the last season make sense. But I am teaching you a kingdom pattern. I do not just give promises. I grow people. I do not just release blessings. I build vessels. I do not just open doors. I establish character. Because if I give you the harvest without the root, the harvest will crush you. If I give you the platform without the private discipline, you will bleed in public. If I give you the relationship without the healing, you will repeat cycles with a new face. If I give you the money without the stewardship, it will become a burden, not a blessing. If I give you the influence without self-control, it will expose what you never dealt with in secret. And I did not call you to be exposed. I called you to be established. This is the root season, my beloved. The season where I build endurance in you. The season where I teach you to keep showing up when you are not being celebrated. The season where I teach you to pray without needing a dramatic sign every time. The season where I teach you to obey even when it feels slow. The season where I teach you to manage your emotions so your emotions do not manage you. The season where I teach you to close your mouth when you want to defend yourself. To hold your peace when you want to argue. To stay gentle when you want to become hard. To remain honest when you could cut corners. To remain pure when compromise would speed it up. The season where I deepen your discernment so you stop calling chaos chemistry, stop calling anxiety love, stop calling pressure purpose, stop calling urgency anointing. The season where your appetite changes. The season where certain conversations no longer feed you. The season where your old entertainment feels empty. The season where you would rather be alone with me than surrounded by people who drain you. You thought something was wrong with you because you do not fit the old patterns anymore. No, my child, that is rooting. That is maturity. That is me teaching you how to live in peace. And I need you to hear this with your spirit, not just your ears. Your timing is not denial. Your season is being strengthened to sustain the promise. I have not said no. I have said, not yet, because I love you. Not yet, because I am building what you cannot see. Not yet, because I am aligning the right people, not the loud people. Not yet, because I am removing what would sabotage you once you receive it. Not yet, because I am teaching you what you will need when you get there. Not yet, because I am making you unshakable. Not yet, because if I give it to you before you are rooted, you will attach your identity to it, and then, when it is tested, you will panic. But when you are rooted in me, you will remain steady when winds rise, because your stability will not be in the blessing, it will be in the one who gave it. I know the lie impatience whispers. It says, if you do not move now, you will miss it. It says, if you do not rush now, someone else will take your place. It says, if you do not settle now, you will be alone. It says, if you do not accept this now, the opportunity will be gone. It says, if you do not chase now, you will be left behind. And I am telling you the truth that breaks that lie. What I have assigned to you will not require you to chase it. What I have appointed for you will not be stolen by a faster person. What has your name on it does not need your panic to find you. My blessings do not get lost. My promises do not slip through cracks because you took a day to pray. My will does not require frantic speed to remain mine. I am not insecure in my ability to bring you what I said. I am not limited by the clock that is frightening you. I am not intimidated by other people's timelines. I am God. I govern seasons. So, surrender, my beloved, not as a defeat, but as alignment. Surrender the demand to understand every delay. Surrender the urge to force fruit out of branches that are still being strengthened. Surrender the need to control the timeline just to calm your anxiety. Because anxiety is not a compass. Anxiety is not a prophet. Anxiety is not wisdom. And impatience is often just fear wearing a deadline. You have been saying, "I just want it to happen." But beneath that is a quieter sentence. You have been afraid to admit, "I am scared it will never happen." And I am speaking to that fear now. I am not a man that I should lie, tease. I do not tease you with promises. I do not show you glimpses just to mock you. If I showed it to you, I intend to bring you into it. If I planted the desire, I have a path for the fulfillment. If I called you, I will carry you. If I began the work, I will complete it. Let me explain what is happening when nothing seems to be happening. I am positioning you. I am moving pieces you cannot see. I am closing the wrong doors quietly so you stop getting distracted by what looks good but cannot sustain you. I am relocating you internally before I relocate you externally. I am teaching you to recognize my voice without needing chaos. I am teaching you to stand without leaning on people who cannot support your calling. I am teaching you to become consistent, not just inspired. I am teaching you to be disciplined, not just gifted. I am teaching you to steward small things, because the way you carry small assignments reveals how you will carry big ones. And I know you want to skip this, but you cannot skip rooting and expect lasting fruit. You cannot skip the hidden season and then demand public stability. You cannot skip the wilderness and then complain you do not have the endurance for the promised land. The season you are in is building your spine. The season you are in is building your voice. The season you are in is building your boundaries. The season you are in is building your prayer life. The season you are in is building your self-control. The season you are in is building your capacity to receive without becoming proud and to wait without becoming bitter. Because I am not only preparing what you are asking for, I am preparing you. You have been asking me for the harvest, and I have been answering you with roots. You have been asking me for a suddenly, and I have been giving you stability. You have been asking me for a door, and I have been giving you wisdom so you do not walk through the wrong one just because it is open. You have been asking me for speed, and I have been giving you depth, and depth will always feel slower than rushing. But depth is what keeps you standing when storms come. Depth is what keeps you humble when favor increases. Depth is what keeps you steady when people applaud you one day and criticize you the next. Depth is what keeps you faithful when the novelty wears off. Depth is what keeps you from abandoning what you prayed for the moment it requires maturity. So do not despise this season, my child. Do not insult the soil. Do not curse the waiting. Do not call it wasted when I am working in it. Do not measure my faithfulness by your calendar. Do not measure my love by how fast it appears. I am teaching you to trust me beyond what you can see. I am teaching you to walk by faith, not by constant proof. And I know you have been tired. I know you have been tempted to say, "I cannot do this much longer." And that is why I am speaking to you like this, because you can, because I am with you, because I am strengthening you, because I am building you in ways you will thank me for later, when you are living inside the answer, and you realize you would not have survived it as the person you used to be. And I am going to give you a gentle instruction when impatience rises, when you feel that heat in your chest, when you feel that urge to make something happen just so you can feel in control, when you feel the impulse to send the message, take the shortcut, accept the counterfeit, rush the decision, settle for less pause, and ask yourself one question: am I rooted right now, or am I reacting? Because reaction will always demand speed. Reaction will always demand a quick fix. Reaction will always demand something external to soothe something internal. But rooting looks like staying. Rooting looks like praying again. Rooting looks like obeying again. Rooting looks like doing the right thing twice, 10 times, 100 times, until it becomes who you are. Rooting looks like consistency. Rooting looks like peace. And let me calm the part of you that is afraid that waiting means you are losing. You are not losing. You are learning. You are not being left behind. You are being set apart. You are not late. You are being aligned. Blessings meet you where I position you. The right people meet you where I position you. The right opportunity meets you where I position you. You do not have to sprint around trying to catch what I already assigned. If you stay where I told you to stay, if you keep your heart clean, if you keep your hands honest, if you keep your mind guarded, if you keep your spirit quiet enough to hear me, what is yours will find you. I will bring it. I will confirm it. I will open the door in a way that does not require you to beg, perform, or panic. When it is mine, it will come with peace. When it is mine, you will not have to bleed to keep it. When it is mine, it will not demand you become someone you do not recognize. Now listen carefully, because impatience has a twin, and it tries to enter right after this feeling rises. When you start getting tired of your season, you start looking sideways. When you start feeling delayed, you start watching other people's timelines. When you start feeling unseen, you start measuring yourself against someone else's highlight reel, and comparison will make you misinterpret my work in you. Comparison will make you call your rooting failure. Comparison will make you despise your pace and rush into a path I never assigned. So I am warning you in advance. When impatience rises, guard your eyes, guard your mind, guard what you are consuming. Because what I am doing in you is sacred, and I am not going to let you abandon your process just because someone else posted their harvest while you are still underground. Stay with me, my beloved. Do not rush the seed. Do not curse the soil. Do not dig up what I planted just to check if it is growing. Remain, trust, breathe. And as you do, I will show you the next protection. Because the moment you stop honoring your season, the enemy will try to make you copy someone else's. And your assignment cannot be copied. Your process cannot be duplicated. Your path cannot be compared. So stay close, because I am about to free you from that trap before it steals your peace. Listen to me, my beloved, because this is the trap that feels the most harmless until you realize it has been quietly steering your decisions. This is the trap that does not announce itself as jealousy. It announces itself as motivation. It announces itself as just checking. It announces itself as being informed. And yet every time you scroll and you see someone else's engagement, someone else's promotion, someone else's announcement, someone else's house, someone else's platform, someone else's ministry, someone else's business, someone else's body, someone else's friends, someone else's marriage, someone else's baby, someone else's breakthrough, something in you tightens. Your chest gets heavy, your mind starts racing. Your prayer turns into a performance review. And you begin asking questions I never asked you to ask. Why them and not me? Why so fast for them? Why so easy for them? What am I doing wrong? What am I missing? What if I waited too long? What if I'm behind? What if I wasted time? What if I should just do what they did? And right there, right in that moment, comparison does not just make you feel bad. Comparison tries to move you. Comparison tries to push you into reckless decisions. Comparison tries to rush your timing. Comparison tries to make you force doors. Comparison tries to make you accept counterfeits. Comparison tries to make you abandon the quiet path of peace for the loud path of proving yourself. I see you, my child. I see how quickly your confidence can drain after a few minutes of watching other people's highlight reels. I see how you were steady before you picked up the phone, and then suddenly you felt behind. I see how you were content, and then you felt like you were failing. I see how you were grateful, and then you felt pressure. I see how you were trusting me, and then you started negotiating. And I am interrupting you again, because I love you. And because you are too close to your blessing to be pulled off course by someone else's timeline. Hear me. Stop measuring your calling by someone else's pace. Stop measuring your obedience by someone else's visibility. Stop measuring your process by someone else's outcome, because your assignment cannot be copied. There are things I have placed inside you that require a particular kind of shaping. There are doors I am opening for you that require a particular kind of maturity. There are rooms I am bringing you into that require a particular kind of restraint. And if you knew what I am protecting you from, you would stop envying what you see. Because you only see the announcement. You do not see the altar. You only see the fruit. You do not see the roots. You only see the applause. You do not see the warfare. You only see the picture. You do not see the process. You only see the arrival. You do not see the cost. And I am not telling you this to make you suspicious of other people's joy. I am telling you this to free you from the torment of comparing your hidden season to someone else's edited moment. Listen carefully, my beloved child. You were never built to be ordinary. That is why your path has felt different. That is why your growth has not been linear. That is why you could not just fit in and be satisfied. That is why you outgrew environments faster than people expected. That is why certain relationships felt good at first and then started feeling heavy. That is why you have had to learn lessons that others around you did not have to learn yet. Because your purpose is specific, and what is specific must be shaped with precision. What is mass-produced can be rushed, but what is handcrafted is measured. It is heated, it is refined, it is tested. And that is what I have been doing with you. I have not been delaying you to deny you. I have been tailoring you. Yes, tailoring, because what I have prepared for you will fit you. It will not swallow you. It will not shrink you. It will not require you to contort yourself. It will not require you to become someone else just to survive it. But if you keep trying to copy another person's pattern, you will keep stepping into spaces that do not fit your spirit. You will keep wearing what was not cut for your calling. You will keep pursuing what looks successful but feels suffocating. And then you will wonder why you feel anxious even when you are winning. That is not because you are ungrateful. That is because you are misaligned. And comparison is one of the enemy's favorite tools to pull you out of alignment while making it look like ambition. So I am giving you this protection. Do not confuse visibility with validity. Do not confuse speed with favor. Do not confuse a crowd with a calling. Do not confuse attention with anointing. Do not confuse open with assigned. Do not confuse trending with true. My child, I can accelerate anyone. I can open doors suddenly for anyone. I can raise up anyone. But I am not just raising you up. I am establishing you. I am not just giving you something. I am making you someone steady, rooted, discerning, clean, and whole. Because I refuse to give you a blessing that breaks your mind. I refuse to give you a platform that ruins your marriage. I refuse to give you a relationship that exposes unhealed wounds and then calls it love. I refuse to give you money that amplifies insecurity and then calls it abundance. I am not impressed by what looks fast. I am committed to what lasts. Now let me speak to the part of you that has felt isolated, because isolation is where comparison becomes loud. When you feel alone, you start looking outward for reassurance. When you feel misunderstood, you start looking for evidence that you matter. When you feel like you have been in the same place too long, you start reaching for anything that makes you feel like you are moving. And that is why I allowed the separation. That is why I removed certain voices. That is why some invitations stopped coming. That is why some friendships grew quiet. That is why some spaces no longer felt like home. Not because you are rejected, not because you are unlovable, not because you are forgotten, but because separation is not rejection. It is consecration. It is focus. It is protection. It is me removing the noise so you can hear me without competition in your ear. You have been thinking, why am I not included? And I am answering you, because not everything you are invited to is safe for your assignment. You have been thinking, why do I feel alone? And I am answering you, because I am teaching you how to be anchored in me, not addicted to people. You have been thinking, why did that connection break? And I am answering you, because the version of you I am bringing forth cannot be shaped by that environment. I am not punishing you with distance. I am protecting you with it. I am not removing you to harm you. I am relocating you to align you. And sometimes alignment looks like quiet. Sometimes it looks like fewer people. Sometimes it looks like not being understood. Sometimes it looks like not being able to explain what is changing in you. But I know what I am doing. I am clearing space so you stop trying to become a copy of what you admire and you start becoming who I called. Because comparison does one thing very well. It makes you forget what I already did. It makes you overlook the prayers I already answered. It makes you despise your own progress. It makes you dishonor your own testimony. It makes you count someone else's blessings and ignore your own. And then your spirit becomes restless. Your hands become busy. Your mind becomes loud. And you start striving. You start doing more, posting more, proving more, explaining more, reaching more, chasing more, forcing more, trying to silence that inner fear that you are not enough. But hear me, striving is not the sound of faith. Striving is the sound of comparison. Striving is what happens when you forget that I am your source. So I am giving you a heart check right now. When you look at someone else's life, what rises in you? Not what you want to admit publicly. What rises in you privately? Does it produce peace, inspiration, and gratitude? Or does it produce agitation, envy, and pressure? Because gratitude produces stability and clarity. Gratitude makes you steady. Gratitude helps you discern. Gratitude keeps you anchored. Gratitude keeps you from rushing. Gratitude keeps you from forcing. Gratitude keeps you from returning to old cycles. Gratitude keeps you from ignoring my peace. Gratitude keeps you from compromising. Gratitude keeps you from making a decision out of fear. But comparison produces striving. Comparison produces panic. Comparison produces impatience. Comparison produces the urge to do something even when I told you to wait. Comparison makes you interpret your season as failure even when it is formation. And I am not telling you to pretend you do not desire more. Desire is not a sin. Wanting growth is not a sin. Praying for increase is not a sin. I place those holy desires in you, but I am telling you to bring your desire back under my peace. Bring your desire back under my voice. Bring your desire back under my timing. Because if your desire is driven by comparison, it will never be satisfied. You will always move the goalpost. You will always feel behind. You will always feel like you have to prove, and you will always be one scroll away from despair. That is not the life I promised you. I promised you peace that surpasses understanding. I promised you a path like the light of dawn that shines brighter and brighter. I promised you that I would order your steps. I promised you that what I have for you is for you, and I do not break promises. So listen to me, my beloved. You are not late. You are not behind. You are not missing your moment. You are not forgotten in the back of the line. I do not run heaven like a lottery where you must hope your name is called before time runs out. I am deliberate. I am precise. I am faithful. And if I have you in a slower season, it is because I am building something deep enough to hold what you asked for. If I have you in a quiet season, it is because I am training your ear to recognize me without noise. If I have you in a hidden season, it is because I am protecting you from being seen before you are stabilized. If I have you in a pruning season, it is because I am increasing your fruit, not decreasing your worth. And I need you to stop interpreting the silence as absence. My silence is often my strategy. My hidden work is still work. Roots are still growth, even when you cannot see them. Now, I am going to expose the setup that comparison produces, because comparison is not just a feeling, it is a doorway. When you compare, you become vulnerable to counterfeit shortcuts. You start accepting opportunities you would normally pray about. You start calling pressure a sign. You start calling anxiety excitement. You start calling chaos chemistry. You start calling urgency favor. You start making decisions just to have something to post, just to have something to announce, just to feel like you are moving. And that is how the enemy uses comparison. He does not always tempt you with something evil. Sometimes he tempts you with something premature, something unassigned, something that looks like an answer, but it is not your answer. Something that looks like a door, but it is not your door. Something that looks like a relationship, but it is not covenant. Something that looks like provision, but it is bait. Something that looks like momentum, but it is misalignment. So I am calling you back into sanity. I am calling you back into peace. I am calling you back into your lane. There is a grace on your lane. There is an anointing on your lane. There is protection on your lane. There is provision on your lane. There is clarity on your lane. And when you keep looking sideways, you drift. When you drift, you lose peace. When you lose peace, you start making moves that cost you. And then you call it a lesson when I was trying to save you from it in the first place. So hear me. Put your eyes back on me. Put your attention back on what I told you. Put your heart back in gratitude. Put your hands back on your assignment. Because what I am building in you cannot be rushed without being damaged. Let me speak something over you that will quiet the noise. You do not need to compete for what I promised. You do not need to mimic to be chosen. You do not need to perform to be loved. You do not need to be loud to be anointed. You do not need to be seen to be significant. I see you. I have always seen you. I saw you when you were faithful and nobody clapped. I saw you when you were praying and nobody knew. I saw you when you were healing and nobody understood why you were changing. I saw you when you were resisting temptation, and nobody would have found out. I saw you when you were holding the line, and it would have been easier to bend. I saw you when you were doing the right thing while watching others do the easy thing, and I am not forgetting that. I am not overlooking that. There is reward for faithfulness. There is reward for obedience. There is reward for integrity. There is reward for staying in your season without despising it. And I am telling you plainly, some of what you have envied would have broken you at your current capacity. Some of what you have admired would have distracted you from your purpose. Some of what you thought you wanted would have stolen your peace. And I protected you, even when you called it delay. I protected you, even when you called it rejection. I protected you, even when you called it being left out. I protected you, even when you cried and said, "Lord, why not me?" Because I know what is behind doors, not just what is in front of them. I know what is attached to opportunities, not just how they look on the outside. I know what people carry in private, not just what they present in public. And I have been guarding you, my beloved, because you are not just carrying a dream, you are carrying destiny. So, here is your instruction, and it is simple, but it will save you. When you feel comparison rise, do not keep scrolling to numb it. Stop, pause, breathe, and bless what you see without letting it define you. Say, "Thank you, Father, for doing it for them." And then say, "Thank you, Father, for doing it for me in your time." Because gratitude does not deny your desire, it anchors it. Gratitude keeps your heart soft. Gratitude keeps you from bitterness. Gratitude keeps your discernment clear, and when your discernment is clear, you will not fall for the setup. And I am going to give you a practical boundary right now. If certain accounts, certain videos, certain conversations, certain rooms trigger striving in you, you do not have to keep exposing your spirit to that. You are not weak for guarding your eyes. You are wise. You are not insecure for stepping back. You are discerning. You are not missing out by protecting your peace. You are staying aligned. Because I have not called you to be informed at the cost of your joy. I have not called you to be entertained at the cost of your clarity. I have not called you to watch other people live while you neglect what I am building in you. I called you to walk with me. And when you walk with me, you will not need to watch other people to know you are making progress. You will feel it in your spirit. You will see it in your stability. You will see it in your decisions. You will see it in your peace. Now let me close this trap completely by speaking identity into you. You are not a duplicate. You are not an extra. You are not an afterthought. You are not a backup plan. You are not competing for space in my kingdom. There is room for you. There is provision for you. There is a door with your name on it. There is a table prepared for you. There is a calling that fits you. There is an assignment that matches your voice, your story, your scars, your testimony, your sensitivity, your strength, your compassion, your endurance. Your story was not written to be a footnote under someone else's chapter. I authored you on purpose. I formed you with intention. I numbered your days. I ordered your steps. And I am not confused about how to get you where you are going. So stop trying to copy what I never assigned. Stop trying to match what I never measured you against. Stop trying to hurry what I am still building. Stop calling yourself behind when I call you positioned. Stop calling yourself late when I call you prepared. Stop calling yourself overlooked when I call you hidden for a reason. The hidden season is not your burial. It is your planting. And what I plant, I water. What I water, I grow. What I grow, I establish. And what I establish, no one can uproot. And now, my beloved, because I have named these traps for you, rushing, forcing, chasing validation, returning to old cycles, ignoring my peace, compromising, impatience, and now comparison, I am not leaving you with emotion alone. I am not leaving you with a warning and no weapon. I am about to give you something you can use in real time, because the setup will not always announce itself. It will feel like an answer. It will feel like a shortcut. It will feel like an opportunity you cannot miss. But I am going to train your discernment to expose it quickly. I am going to put questions in your mouth that will collapse the counterfeit. I am going to give you a checklist that brings clarity when your feelings are loud. So stay with me. Do not drift. Do not scroll away right as I place the tool in your hands, because what is coming next will help you recognize, in the moment, whether you are being led by peace or pulled by pressure, whether this is my door or a distraction, whether this is alignment or a setup, and I will keep you safe as you learn to choose what I prepared over what looks fast. Listen carefully, my beloved child, because I am about to make this simple for you. I am not asking you to live confused. I am not asking you to guess. I am not asking you to keep learning through unnecessary pain. I am giving you a checklist that collapses a setup in minutes, because what is counterfeit cannot stand under honest questions. And I am telling you now, right before your blessing, the enemy will often send something that looks like an answer, but it carries pressure. It carries haste. It carries secrecy. It carries compromise. It carries that familiar pull back into a cycle I already broke off of you. So I am training you to pause, to breathe, to ask, and to listen, because discernment turns confusion into clarity. Here is the first question, and it is the loudest one. Does this increase your peace, or does it increase your pressure? Because I do not lead you by panic. I do not guide you by anxiety. I do not speak through frenzy. The open door I assign may stretch you, yes, but it will not steal your peace. The promise I prepared may require courage, yes, but it will not require chaos. If what is in front of you makes your chest tighten, your mind race, your sleep disappear, your spirit feel shoved instead of led, do not call that excitement. Do not confuse adrenaline with anointing. My voice is strong, but it is steady. My direction is clear, but it is not cruel. Second question, does this honor what I have taught you to value, or does it require you to bend your convictions to keep it? Does it honor integrity, purity, honesty, and obedience, or does it whisper, just this once, nobody has to know, you can fix it later? My child, what I bless will not require you to become someone you do not recognize. What I bring will not demand that you violate your spirit to maintain it. If you have to lie to enter it, hide to sustain it, or compromise to keep it, that is not my provision. That is a trap wearing perfume. Third question, does this require secrecy? Not privacy. My beloved wisdom is sometimes quiet, but secrecy. The kind of secrecy that isolates you. The kind that makes you say, don't tell anyone, because you already feel, deep down, that the light would expose it. I dwell in the light. I heal in the light. I confirm in the light. When something is from me, it can withstand prayer, counsel, time, and truth. But a setup demands that you move in shadows, because it knows it cannot survive in my presence. Fourth question, does this make you smaller? Does it shrink your voice, your joy, your courage, your boundaries? Does it require you to dim what I placed in you to keep someone comfortable? Does it reward you when you abandon yourself? Because I did not deliver you so you could return to a cage with prettier bars. I did not heal you so you could sign up for what breaks you again. What is mine for you will call you higher. It will strengthen you. It will mature you. It will not reduce you into a version of yourself that you begged me to free. Fifth question, does this pull you back into old cycles? Watch this carefully. Does it reconnect you to an old appetite, an old environment, an old pattern, an old conversation, an old relationship dynamic, an old coping mechanism? Does it sound like, it's fine now, it'll be different this time, while your spirit is already remembering the pain? My beloved, familiarity is not safety. You do not go back to Egypt because the wilderness is uncomfortable. You do not return to what I brought you out of just because your next season requires faith. If it drags you backward, it is not sent to bless you, it is sent to delay you. Sixth question, does it demand an immediate decision? Does it say, right now or never? If you don't do it today, you'll lose it. If you really had faith, you would move instantly. Prove it. Hear me. Urgency is a favorite tool of deception. I can move suddenly, yes. I can accelerate, yes. But I do not manipulate you with fear of missing out. I do not pressure you into covenant. I do not rush you into agreements that your spirit has not weighed. When it is my door, I will confirm it. I will make the timing clear. I will provide what is needed, and even if the opportunity is time-sensitive, it will still come with peace, not panic. If the only way you can choose it is by ignoring my warning lights, then it is not my assignment. Seventh question, and this one will anchor you. Does this align with what I have been sensing in you during prayer? Not what you want today because you are tired, not what you crave because you feel lonely, not what you are tempted to grab because you feel behind, but what I have been consistently whispering to you, the theme I have been repeating, the conviction I have been strengthening, the direction I have been confirming. I do not contradict myself. I do not tell you wait in prayer and then send you rush as a test of faith. I do not tell you heal and then send you a distraction that reopens the wound. My leading is consistent. My confirmation is steady. My provision is prepared. And now, my child, I want you to understand something about the way I designed you. Your body will often recognize what your mind tries to rationalize. That heaviness you feel when you are about to text that person you should not be texting. That agitation that rises when you are about to sign something you have not prayed through. That obsession that will not let you rest until you chase, prove, post, respond, or force. Those are not random sensations. Those are warning lights. That is me, in mercy, interrupting the momentum, because I love you enough to make misalignment uncomfortable. And on the other side, that calm clarity when you can breathe, when your mind is steady, when your spirit feels clean, when you can pray without twisting yourself. That is not laziness. That is confirmation. Peace is not a lack of power. Peace is the evidence of my order. So, let this be your rule. I will confirm through peace, through consistency, and through prepared provision, not through frenzy and fear. If it is mine, it will not require you to sprint while bleeding. If it is mine, it will not require you to betray your values to arrive faster. If it is mine, it will meet you in alignment. It will not demand that you abandon yourself to keep it. And I want you to whisper this right now, because your mouth must agree with your destiny. Whisper it, even if your voice shakes. I will not rush. I will not force. I will not compromise. Again, my beloved, I will not rush. I will not force. I will not compromise. Let those words become a boundary around your life. Let them be a gate over your decisions. Let them be a filter over every offer, every message, every invitation, every opportunity, every reconnection. Now, because this is not entertainment, and because agreement is how you seal what I am speaking, I am going to ask you for a response in this moment, not because I need a number, because you need a marker, because you need to make a decision in the open that your spirit can stand on when pressure returns. If you receive this, if you choose alignment over shortcuts, let your fingers match your faith. Respond as a seal. Type it where you are. I will not rush. I will not force. I will not compromise. And as you do, I am going to take you deeper, because I am not only exposing setups, I am positioning you to recognize my doors with confidence and to walk through what I have already prepared with peace. Now stay with me, my beloved child, because this is the moment where many people treat my warning like a passing emotion, and then they walk right back into the pressure 5 minutes later. I am not speaking to you for you to nod and move on. I am speaking to you so you will be covered, so you will be anchored, so you will not be talked out of your peace when the counterfeit comes back wearing a different outfit. Listen carefully. What I am placing in you right now is a boundary, and boundaries must be sealed, not merely heard. This is not entertainment. This is agreement. This is you deciding that your spirit will not be rented out to panic, that your future will not be negotiated under pressure, that your yes will not be manipulated by fear. And I am telling you plainly, your response in this moment becomes a marker in the spirit. It becomes a line in the sand your emotions can return to when your mind starts racing again, when that text comes in, when that opportunity reappears, when that person tries to pull you back into an old cycle, when the urgency tries to squeeze you into a decision that my peace never approved. So I want you to do something simple, and I want you to do it with intention. If you choose peace over panic, if you choose alignment over shortcuts, take a moment and like this right now, not because I need it, not because I am begging for attention, but because I am inviting you into agreement. Let that like be your yes to my order. Let it be your quiet vow that you will not move by pressure. Let it be you saying, I will pause, I will pray, I will listen, I will not rush ahead of God. Because you need a physical action to match the spiritual decision, and when you give your hands something to do, your heart remembers what you chose. And hear me, my beloved. Some of you have been trying to survive this season alone, privately, silently, smiling for everyone, while you are carrying weight in your chest. You keep thinking, I can figure this out, I can discern this on my own, and then the pressure returns at night, and you spiral, and you second guess what I already made clear. I am not asking you to walk alone. I am not asking you to keep relearning the same lesson through the same pain. So, subscribe not as a platform habit, but as protection and continuity. Subscribe so you stay anchored in discernment and you do not walk alone through this season. Subscribe so when the counterfeit shows up again, you have reminders that bring you back to peace. Subscribe so you stay connected to confirmation, because I am going to keep speaking, and you are going to need steady truth, not occasional comfort. And now I want your mouth involved, because your mouth is a gate. Your mouth is not just sound, it is agreement. Life and death are in the power of the tongue, and what you keep saying becomes what you keep stepping into. So type this declaration where you are, and do it like you mean it. Do it like you are closing a door with your own hands. Type, I will not take the shortcut, I will wait for God's door. Again, my beloved, type it. I will not take the shortcut, I will wait for God's door. And if your fingers hesitate, that is exactly why you need to type it. Because part of you has been trained by disappointment to grab whatever comes quickly. Part of you has been trained by delay to settle for anything that looks like movement. But I am rewiring you. I am restoring you. I am teaching you to recognize the difference between acceleration and deception, between urgency and anointing, between a door I opened and a door you pried open with bleeding hands. Type it even if you are watching quietly. Type it even if nobody in your life understands why this matters. Type it even if you have been the one who always rushes, always fixes, always chases, always proves. Because this is not a comment to impress people. This is a seal. This is your spiritual signature that says, I will not abandon myself to arrive faster. This is you aligning your decisions with my peace before the next test shows up. And I want you to think of one person right now, just one, who is being pressured to rush a decision. Someone who is being cornered by timelines, by ultimatums, by fear of missing out, by a relationship pulling on them, by money pressure, by family voices, by the need to prove themselves. Someone who keeps saying, I have to decide right now, and you can hear in their voice that their peace has left. Send this to them with intention, not as gossip, not as noise, as protection. Send it because I am using you as a shield for someone else. Send it because you know what it is to make a choice under pressure and pay for it later. Send it because I am not only delivering you, I am making you a deliverer. And when you share it, do not say, this reminded me of you, as if it is casual. Say, take a breath, don't rush, wait for God's door. Be a voice of peace in a world addicted to urgency. And while you are sealing this, listen to me closely, because I am not doing this to build a moment. I am doing this to build you. I am teaching you how to stand. I am teaching you how to choose. I am teaching you how to recognize my pace. The enemy is not only after your time, he is after your agreement. He wants your yes spoken too early. He wants your signature on something I never assigned. He wants you to confuse speed with progress. But you will not this time. Not after this word found you. Not after I have made the setup visible. So breathe right now. Let your shoulders drop. Let your jaw unclench. Let the panic leave your bloodstream. You are not behind. You are not late. You are not missing me. You are being protected. You are being trained. You are being positioned. And the more you choose peace, the clearer my direction becomes. The more you refuse the shortcut, the closer you get to the door that is already prepared. Now listen carefully, my beloved child, because the next part is not gentle, it is surgical. I am about to expose what has been circling you. I am about to show you why the offer looks so close to the promise, why the message sounds so convincing, why the timing feels so urgent, why the opportunity seems so perfect, and why your spirit has been uneasy even while your mind tries to call it an answer. Because the setup is close to what I promised. It is near enough to confuse you, near enough to tempt you, near enough to make you think, maybe this is it. But if you will stay with me, if you will stay anchored, if you will stay sealed in agreement, you will recognize it before it touches your future, and you will walk past it with calm confidence into what I have already prepared. Now listen, my beloved child, because I know what you have been calling loss has been sitting on your chest like a weight. I know what you have been calling delay has been whispering to you at night, trying to convince you that I forgot you. I know the way you have been replaying conversations, rereading messages, trying to figure out why that door shut, why that opportunity dried up, why that person suddenly went cold, why what used to feel familiar now feels heavy in your hands. But hear me clearly, The changes around you are not punishment. They are positioning. They are not random. They are not accidents. They are my hand, steady and intentional, guiding you away from what could not hold what I am about to release. I am not removing you to harm you. I am relocating you to align you. I am not tearing things away because I enjoy watching you grieve. I am separating you because I refuse to let you arrive at the next door carrying the wrong weight. Some of what has been leaving your life has been leaving quietly, because I did not want a war where there only needed to be a release. Some of what has been closing suddenly, because if I allowed it to stay open one more day, you would have talked yourself into making it permanent. And some of what has been shifting in ways you cannot explain, because I am doing behind the scenes what you could not do with your own emotions. I am answering prayers you whispered and then doubted I heard. I am protecting you from agreements you almost signed out of exhaustion. I am blocking paths that looked like progress but were actually detours designed to drain you. You thought that door was the one because it looked like relief. You thought that connection was the answer because it felt like attention. You thought that opportunity was finally my breakthrough because it came with urgency and applause. But I have been watching what your eyes cannot see. I have been hearing what is said when you are not in the room. I have been measuring what that environment would do to your peace over time. And because you are mine, because you are chosen, because you carry something that must remain intact, I have been intervening. I have been adjusting. I have been removing the hidden hooks. I have been cutting the cords that were tied to old cycles. I have been shutting down the counterfeit before it had a chance to become your new normal. And yes, it has felt lonely. It has felt like fewer people understand you. It has felt like you can't explain yourself without being misunderstood. It has felt like you are doing the right thing, but you are doing it without a crowd. But my beloved, not everyone can go where you are going. Not everyone is built for the altitude I am bringing you to. Some connections were seasonal good for a chapter, not for the whole book. Some people loved the version of you that was easy to access, easy to influence, easy to keep small. And when I began to strengthen your boundaries, when I began to deepen your discernment, when I began to heal what made you chase, those connections could no longer stay comfortable. Do not call that rejection. Call it separation. Do not call it abandonment. Call it refinement. Do not call it something is wrong with me. Call it God is clearing space. I am teaching you to stand without leaning on what I never assigned as support. I am teaching you to walk without needing constant validation. I am teaching you to make decisions from peace, not from panic. Because what I have prepared for you is real, and it is weighty, and it is holy, and it is not coming to crush you, it is coming to crown you. But you must be prepared to carry it without losing yourself. You must be prepared to receive it without returning to old patterns. You must be prepared to hold what I give you without negotiating your values every time pressure shows up. This is why I have been slowing you down in certain areas while accelerating you in others. This is why I have been pruning what you thought you needed. This is why you have been feeling a restlessness with what used to satisfy you. You are not hard to please. You are outgrowing what cannot feed your future. I have already prepared what is prepared. I am not improvising your destiny. I am not scrambling in heaven trying to figure out a plan for you. I knew the door before you knew there was a hallway. I knew the provision before you knew there was a need. I knew the relationship before you ever felt the ache for companionship. I knew the assignment before you ever understood why you were different. But I love you too much to give you the promise without giving you the preparation. I love you too much to hand you increase while you are still agreeing with fear. I love you too much to open a new season while you are still romanticizing an old cycle. So, if it feels like things are being rearranged, it is because they are. If it feels like you are being repositioned, it is because you are. If it feels like you are being pulled away from what is comfortable, it is because comfort cannot be your compass where I am taking you. And hear me, the discomfort you feel is not the sign that you missed me. It is often the sign that you are finally moving with me. When I shift your ground, your feet have to learn new balance. When I change your environment, your spirit has to learn new discernment. When I close a door, your heart has to release what it was clinging to for safety. But I am not leaving you in the dark. I am not sending you forward without confirmation. I am not asking you to live on guesses and anxiety. I am restoring your ability to recognize me the way you were always meant to, through peace, through clarity, through steady instruction. So let the grief be honest, but do not let it become a conclusion. Let the silence teach you. but do not let it convince you that you are alone. I am nearer than you think. I am more involved than you can see. I am working in conversations you have not heard. I am arranging timing you cannot control. I am removing what would have distracted you right at the edge of your breakthrough. I am preparing hearts, opening routes, aligning resources, and yes, protecting you from counterfeit shortcuts that would have cost you years. Now, my beloved child, I am going to strengthen this with what cannot be shaken, because feelings rise and fall, but my word stands forever. I am about to take you into scripture that will lock your discernment into place, so you stop calling my protection loss, so you stop calling my pruning punishment, so you stop calling my quiet work absence. And as I speak it over you, you will feel your spirit settle. You will feel your chest loosen. You will feel that steady confirmation return, because I will always confirm my direction through peace, and I will always guard what I have promised you. Listen carefully, my beloved child, because I am not asking you to build your life on a feeling that changes with your mood. I am not asking you to discern only by what looks good in the moment. I am giving you my word as confirmation, because what I have been whispering to your spirit, I have already spoken through scripture, and my word does not wobble. The same peace you have been craving, the same protection you have been noticing, the same doors that have been closing and opening in ways you cannot explain, I am telling you now. I have been confirming myself the entire time. You have been wondering why you could not feel settled when you were about to say yes. You have been calling yourself overthinking when your chest tightened. You have been trying to reason your way into something that my peace refused to bless. But hear me. I do not lead you by confusion. I do not guide you by torment. I do not direct you by dread. My word says it plainly in Isaiah 26:3. I will keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on me, because he trusts in me. Perfect peace is not something you have to manufacture. It is something I keep you in. And when peace leaves, that is not me punishing you. That is me warning you. That is me pulling you back from the edge of something that looks like an answer but carries a hook. Some of you have been grieving a door that shut, replaying it, bargaining with it, trying to reopen it with explanations and extra effort, because you thought that door was your breakthrough. But my beloved, I close what would eventually break you. I block what would eventually drain you. I interrupt what would eventually delay you. You call it loss, and I call it protection. And I want you to remember this. If the only way you could keep it was by shrinking your boundaries, lowering your standards, silencing your convictions, or living in secret, then it was never my door. What I bring into your life will not require you to sin to sustain it. It will not require you to beg for basic honor. It will not require you to keep bleeding just to keep something alive. And when you do not know what to do next, when the path feels quiet, when your options feel uncertain, when you feel that temptation to grab the first thing that looks like movement, anchor yourself right here. Proverbs 3:5-6. Trust in me with all your heart, and do not lean on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge me, and I will direct your paths. Do you hear what I said? I will direct your paths. Not you forcing your way through, not you manipulating outcomes, not you rushing to prove you are still progressing. Trust me, acknowledge me, and I will make the path straight. Even if you cannot see the whole map, I can. Even if you feel like you are standing still, I am still directing. Quiet does not mean absent. Silence does not mean abandonment. It often means I am working without needing your striving to assist me. And hear me, because this is the word that will steady you when you feel overlooked. When I open a door, no one can shut it. Revelation 3:8 says, I have set before you an open door, and no one can shut it. My beloved child, the door I assign to your destiny does not depend on someone's mood. It does not depend on you performing perfectly. It does not depend on you chasing people who are not called to hold you. It does not depend on you compromising your integrity to be accepted. When I open it, it stays open. When I bless it, it holds. When I ordain it, it remains. So stop panicking, as if one missed phone call can cancel my plan. Stop trembling, as if one rejection can erase what I wrote. Stop thinking you have to run faster than my timing. What is mine for you will be waiting in alignment, not dangling in manipulation. And I know you have felt the resistance. I know you have felt the pushback. I know you have felt that strange warfare that intensifies right when you decide to obey, right when you decide to get serious, right when you decide to stop returning to what I delivered you from. But I am not intimidated by what formed against you. My word says in Isaiah 54:17, "No weapon formed against you shall prosper. It may form, yes. It may attempt, yes. It may make noise, yes. But it will not prosper. It will not finish what it started. It will not have the final word over you. The fear that has been circling you will not become your future. The setup that has been baiting you will not steal your promise. The counterfeit that has been pressuring you will not override my protection. And now I am speaking this over you, not as poetry, but as covering. I will never leave you, nor forsake you. When it is quiet, I am still with you. When you feel like you are waiting, I am still with you. When you do the right thing and it feels like nothing changes immediately, I am still with you. I am not the God of momentary comfort. I am the God of covenant presence. I do not walk away because you are tired. I do not withdraw because you are learning. I do not abandon you because you have questions. I stay, I guide, I correct, I protect, and I confirm my direction the way I have always done, with peace that settles you, with clarity that strengthens you, with doors that do not require you to betray yourself to enter. So let my word be the measuring line, my beloved. If it steals your peace, it is not my pace. If it demands you break your boundaries, it is not my blessing. If it requires you to hide, it is not my healing. If it pulls you back into cycles, it is not my calling. And if you have been second-guessing the warnings I gave you through discomfort, through restlessness, through that uneasy check in your spirit, I am telling you now, you were not being dramatic. You were being protected. You were not too sensitive. You were discerning. You were not imagining it. You were sensing what I would not allow to touch your future. Now breathe, my beloved child. Let your mind come out of that frantic spinning. Let your heart come out of that self-blame. Let your spirit return to steady ground. Because my word has confirmed what your spirit already knew. Peace and protection will guide you into the right door. And now that you are anchored, now that you are steady, now that you are remembering that I do not lead you by panic, we are going to move from confirmation into covering. We are going to pray, and as we pray, I will expose every shortcut sent to derail you. I will strengthen your discernment, and I will seal your alignment, so you do not just hear this, you walk in it. Now pray with me, my beloved child. Do not let your mind wander. Do not let the noise pull you away. This is not a routine moment. This is covering. This is you stepping under my protection on purpose. So take a breath and bring your heart close to me, because I am about to sharpen what has been dull and quiet what has been loud. Father, in the name of Jesus, I lift up your beloved child right now. You see them fully. You see the pressure that has been sitting on their decisions. You see the urgency that has been trying to rush their yes. You see the counterfeit that has been circling an offer that looks like provision, a connection that looks like comfort, a shortcut that looks like relief. And Father, I ask you now, expose it. Pull the covering off of anything that is pretending to be your will. Let what is hidden be revealed. Let what is manipulated lose its power. Let what is rushed be interrupted by your peace. Father, calm their nervous system, quiet the racing thoughts, settle the heaviness in the chest. I come against panic that masquerades as motivation. I come against haste that pretends to be faith. I come against confusion that tries to sound like confirmation. In Jesus' name, I break the voice that says, decide now or you will lose it, because what you have ordained cannot be stolen by time pressure. What you have assigned cannot be missed by a moment of prayer. What you have prepared will not require them to abandon peace to catch it. Father, I ask that you shut every door that is not assigned. Shut it cleanly, shut it completely, shut it without regret. If it is not their door, let it lose its appeal. Let the excitement dry up. Let the wrong opportunity become inconvenient. Let the wrong relationship become exposed. Let the wrong environment feel heavy. And if they have been emotionally attached to what is not aligned, give them the grace to release it without bargaining, without explaining, without reopening what you closed. Give them a holy no that does not shake. Give them boundaries that do not apologize. And Father, I ask for discernment that is sharp and simple. Train them to recognize you by peace. Let them feel the difference between your gentle conviction and the enemy's frantic condemnation. Let them sense that check in their spirit and honor it. Restore their trust in the way you speak to them, through calm clarity, through steady instruction. through the quiet warning that says, pause. Make them sensitive again, not anxious, not suspicious, but discerning. Let them stop calling discernment overthinking. Let them stop calling wisdom fear. Let them stop calling your protection delay. Father, I come against manipulation in every form. Any voice, any person, any pattern that uses guilt, ultimatums, flattery, or intimidation to pull them out of alignment, I ask you to dismantle it. If someone is trying to hurry them into a commitment you never approved, expose the motive. If someone is demanding access that violates their boundaries, close the door. If someone only values them when they are useful, remove the hook. Teach them to recognize pressure as a sign to pray, not a sign to proceed. And Father, cover their decisions in the next 7 days. I speak protection over their inbox, protection over their phone calls, protection over their conversations, protection over the random invitations that are not random at all. Let them not be caught off guard by familiar voices that reappear when they are tired. Let them not be lured back into old cycles just because something feels familiar. Father, remind them, familiarity is not safety. If you delivered them from it, it is not their shelter. If you freed them from it, it is not their future. Put a holy discomfort on anything that belongs to their past season. Let the old places feel small. Let the old temptations lose their flavor. Let the old patterns be interrupted before they become a full relapse. Father, I pray against compromise just this once. I pray against the small leak, the secret conversation, the hidden agreement, the tiny bending of conviction that tries to convince them it will not matter. Father, seal their integrity. Strengthen their character. Make them steady when no one is watching. Make them faithful in the private place. Let them remember that big blessings are protected by small obediences. Let them choose the narrow way without resentment, because you are not restricting them, you are securing them. And Father, for the relationships that are truly from you, I ask that you guard them. Let what is ordained come with peace. Let what is aligned not require chasing. Let what is holy not require hiding. Remove confusion from their love life, from their friendships, from their partnerships, from their business decisions. If a connection is sent to distract them, let it be exposed quickly. If an opportunity is sent to drain them, let it be removed swiftly. If a door is from you, confirm it with peace that remains. Confirm it with clarity that strengthens. Confirm it with fruit that lasts. Now, Father, I speak life over your child. I speak courage into their mouth. I speak strength into their spine. I speak patience into their spirit. Let them wait without worry. Let them pause without panic. Let them obey without negotiation. And when the setup shows up again because it will try, let them recognize it faster. Let them feel that split-second warning and honor it. Let them walk away clean. Let them not need closure from what was never sent by you. Let them not chase what you did not assign. Let them not force what you have not opened. And Father, as we step into these next 7 days, I ask you to make alignment their atmosphere. Let peace be louder than urgency. Let wisdom be louder than desire. Let your voice be louder than the fear of missing out. I declare that they will not rush. I declare that they will not force. I declare that they will not chase validation. I declare that they will not return to old cycles. I declare that they will not ignore peace. I declare that they will not compromise to accelerate. They will wait well. They will move when you say move. They will rest when you say rest. They will say no when you say no. They will say yes when you say yes. Father, seal this word in them. Let it not sit only in their ears. Let it settle into their choices. Let it show up in their pauses. Let it show up in their boundaries. Let it show up in their calendar, in their conversations, in their finances, in their relationships, in their habits. And I thank you, because you are not only comforting them, you are sharpening them. You are not only reassuring them, you are training them. You are not only protecting them, you are positioning them. In Jesus' name, Amen. Now stay with me, my beloved, because your prayer is not complete until your mouth agrees with your future. We are about to declare what you will do in the next 7 days, and these declarations will become a sword in your hand when the counterfeit returns. Now speak with me, my beloved child, because I am not asking you to simply feel inspired for a moment and then return to the same patterns when pressure shows up. I am training your mouth to agree with my timing. I am teaching your words to line up with what I have prepared, because there are blessings that do not respond to desperation. There are doors that do not open for panic. There are promises that are protected by alignment, and your alignment is not only what you believe in private, it is what you declare when the counterfeit tries to hurry you, flatter you, or intimidate you. So for the next 7 days, you will not speak like someone abandoned. You will not speak like someone behind. You will not speak like someone who has to scramble to keep up. You will speak like someone who is led. You will speak like someone who is covered. You will speak like someone who knows that I am not late, and I am not confused, and I have not changed my mind about you. And when you declare these words, you are not performing. You are not repeating empty phrases. You are setting your atmosphere. You are putting your spirit back into order. You are reminding your flesh that it will not drive. You are reminding your fear that it does not have authority. You are reminding the enemy that you recognize the setup and you refuse the bait. Say it, my beloved child, slowly, with conviction, and do not rush past the weight of what you are saying. I will not rush. I will not move faster than peace. I will not call anxiety urgency. I will not call panic purpose. I will not call pressure opportunity. I will not run ahead of God because I am afraid of being left behind. I am not behind. I am being led. I am not late. I am being aligned. I will not rush into conversations I have not prayed over. I will not rush into decisions I have not brought before God. I will not rush into agreements that require me to ignore what I already know in my spirit. Say it again, because I am strengthening your spine as you speak. I move when peace leads. I pause when peace leaves. I move when peace leads. I pause when peace leaves. I will not interpret restlessness as a sign to proceed. I will not interpret a tight chest as a green light. I will not interpret confusion as confirmation. Peace is my proof. Clarity is my compass. And if peace leaves, I will not call that weakness. I will call that wisdom. I will call that protection. I will call that the Holy Spirit warning me before something costs me more than I can see. Now declare this, because the next 7 days will test your timing with noise. People will call. Invitations will appear. Old doors will try to reopen. And the enemy will try to make you feel like you must answer now, decide now, settle now, accept now. But you will not be bullied out of alignment. Say it. I will not be pressured. I will not be rushed by ultimatums. I will not be manipulated by deadlines that steal my peace. I will not be pulled by the fear of missing out. What God has for me will not pass me by. What God has for me cannot be taken by someone else. What God has for me does not require frantic speed. What God has for me is protected by His hand, and I am protected by His presence. Say it, my beloved, I will not force a door. I will not push what God is not opening. I will not chase what God is not sending. I will not beg for what requires me to lose dignity. I will not negotiate for basic respect. I will not over-explain my worth to people who have already decided to misunderstand me. What God opens will open with grace. What God assigns will not require manipulation. What God blesses will not require me to become someone I do not recognize just to maintain it. Now let this go deeper, because some of you have been tempted to help me, to push a little harder, to message again, to reach out again, to compromise a little, to bend your boundary, to soften your standard, to pretend that what bothered you did not bother you just to keep the connection alive. But hear me, you do not have to force what I ordained, so declare it. I will not force a relationship. I will not force a partnership. I will not force a friendship. I will not force access. I will not force reconciliation that requires me to return to the same disrespect. I will not force closeness where there is no honor. I will not force an outcome that God has not spoken. If it is mine, it will remain. If it is mine, it will align. If it is mine, it will come with peace that stays. Now declare this, my beloved child, because your heart has been learning to detach from applause. Some of you have been exhausted, not from work, but from trying to be seen. Not from assignments, but from seeking approval. Not from purpose, but from performance. And the counterfeit shortcut often comes through validation, attention that feels like love, compliments that feel like confirmation, applause that feels like arrival. But I am freeing you from that trap. So say it. I will not chase validation. I will not trade my calling for applause. I will not shrink my obedience to be liked. I will not silence my convictions to be included. I am already approved by heaven. I am already chosen. I am already held. I do not need to be clapped for to be called. I do not need to be popular to be protected. I do not need to be understood by everyone to be guided by God. And say this, because comparison has been trying to poison your patience. You have watched others announce engagements while you have been healing. You have watched others celebrate promotions while you have been in preparation. You have watched others step into rooms while you have been in a quiet season. And the enemy has whispered, you are late, you are behind, you missed it. But that whisper is a lie, meant to rush you into a setup. So declare it, I will not compare paths. I will not measure my life by someone else's timeline. I will not call my season failure because it looks different. God is writing my story with precision. God is shaping me with wisdom. God is building roots before fruit. And what is for me is for me. Now, my beloved, I am going to put this declaration in your mouth like a lock on the door of your past, because the setup often comes dressed like familiarity. It will look like an old pattern with new packaging. It will sound like an old voice with a softer tone. It will feel like an old cycle offering comfort when you are tired. But I am telling you now, familiarity is not safety. So declare it until your spirit believes it more than your emotions crave the familiar. I am not going back. I am not returning to what God freed me from. I am not reopening what God closed. I am not revisiting what God healed. I am not rebuilding what God demolished. I am not entertaining what God delivered me from. I am not going back to the addiction. I am not going back to the situationship. I am not going back to the secret conversation. I am not going back to the environment that drained me. I am not going back to the version of me that begged, chased, tolerated, and settled. God brought me out, and I will not call bondage comfort ever again. Say it clearly, because your soul must hear you. I will not romanticize my past. I will not confuse loneliness with love. I will not confuse attention with commitment. I will not confuse familiarity with destiny. I will not confuse intensity with intimacy. I will not confuse a quick fix with a true promise. I will not go back when the present feels slow. I will not go back when the future feels quiet. I will not go back when obedience feels lonely, because I remember what it cost me. I remember the sleepless nights. I remember the anxiety. I remember the heaviness. I remember the way I lost myself little by little, and I will not pay that price again. Now declare this, because the next 7 days will contain moments where you will have to choose between temporary relief and lasting peace. You will have to choose between the shortcut and the sure path. You will have to choose between being liked and being led. So say it, I choose alignment over acceleration. I choose peace over pressure. I choose obedience over urgency. I choose wisdom over impulse. I choose the narrow way over the easy way. I will not compromise just this once. I will not allow small leaks to sink big blessings. I will not justify what God has already convicted. I will not call it harmless if it steals my peace. I will not call it normal if it pulls me away from God. And now, my beloved child, declare provision. Because some of you have been tempted to rush and force because you are afraid you will not be taken care of. You are afraid you will not have enough. You are afraid that if you do not grab what is offered, nothing else will come. But I am not a God who teases you with timing and then abandons you in lack. I provide, I sustain, I cover. So say it, God's door will open with grace. Provision will meet my obedience. Resources will meet my alignment. Favor will meet my integrity. I will not do wrong to get what is right. I will not dishonor myself to be provided for. I will not abandon my convictions to feel secure. My Father knows what I need before I ask. My Father makes a way where I cannot see one. My Father supplies, not just financially, but emotionally, spiritually, relationally. He supplies what my next season requires. Declare this, because it will steady you when the temptation to control rises. I release control. I release timelines. I release outcomes. I release the need to figure it all out. I release the need to have the whole map. I release the need to explain myself to everyone. I will do what God tells me to do, and I will trust God to do what only He can do. I will plant when He says plant. I will wait when He says wait. I will move when He says move. I will speak when He says speak. I will be silent when He says be silent. I will not confuse motion with progress. I will not confuse noise with growth. I will not confuse activity with alignment. Now declare this over your mind. because your mind has been the battlefield. The enemy has tried to wear you down with what-ifs, with second-guessing, with replaying, with imagining worst-case outcomes, with making you feel guilty for resting, guilty for pausing, guilty for saying no. But I am restoring your mind to peace. So say it. My mind is stayed on God, and He keeps me in perfect peace. I will not spiral. I will not catastrophize. I will not self-sabotage. I will not interpret quiet as rejection. I will not interpret delay as denial. I will not interpret closed doors as failure. God is directing my path. God is ordering my steps. God is protecting my future. And now declare this, because you are not just surviving these 7 days, you are setting a new standard for how you live. Say it. I am discerning. I am steady. I am led. I am not easily shaken. I am not easily seduced. I am not easily rushed. I am not easily manipulated. I recognize the setup. I refuse the bait. I honor the check in my spirit. I listen before I leap. I pray before I decide. I consult God before I commit. I do not need to prove anything to anyone. My life is not an emergency. My destiny is not fragile. God is not nervous about my future, and I will not be nervous either. And hear me, my beloved, because these declarations are not only words, they are a wall, they are a boundary, they are a sword. When that old number texts you, you will not answer from loneliness. You will answer from wisdom. When that offer comes with urgency, you will not say yes out of fear. You will pause and pray. When that opportunity demands compromise, you will not call it strategy. You will call it what it is, and you will walk away clean. When that old cycle tries to comfort you, you will remember that it is comfort with a hook, and you will choose peace. You will choose freedom. You will choose God. Now I want you to seal this, because heaven responds to agreement. Not because I need your comment, but because your declaration pulls your spirit into alignment in a way that silence does not. So if you receive this, say it in your own words right now out loud if you can. And if you are watching where you can type one declaration that you refuse to break in the next 7 days. Write, I will not rush. Or write, I will not force. Or write, I will not go back. And if you want to testify with faith, write, I move when peace leads. I pause when peace leaves. Let that be your line in the sand. Let that be your spiritual signature. Let that be your reminder when your emotions get loud. And I want you to do one more thing, my beloved child, because sealing requires action. In the next 7 days, when you feel pressure, do not just think, I should pray. Stop and pray. When you feel peace leave, do not just push through and call it courage. Pause. When you feel tempted to go back, do not debate with the craving. Close the door, delete the number, block the access. Leave the room, change the route. Open your Bible, play worship. Call someone who strengthens your obedience. This is not about being dramatic. This is about being wise. Small obediences protect big promises. Quiet decisions shape loud breakthroughs. Now breathe again, my beloved. Let these declarations settle into your bones. Let them become the way you speak when no one is listening. Let them become the way you respond when the enemy tests you. Let them become the way you choose when your heart is tired. Because I am not setting you up to fail. I am setting you up to walk cleanly into what I have already prepared. And in a moment, I am going to reassure you one more time deeply, calmly, unmistakably, so you stop fearing that your blessing will require you to betray your peace. It will not. What I bring will come with peace, and you will recognize it because you will not have to lose yourself to receive it. Now listen, my beloved child, and let this settle you all the way down. You have been carrying this quiet fear beneath your faith, the fear that if you do not move fast, you will miss what I have for you. The fear that if you do not accept what is offered, nothing else will come. The fear that the promise is fragile and your future is one wrong step away from ruin. I am speaking to that fear right now, because fear will make you trade peace for speed, and speed for you has felt like control, and control has felt like safety. And I am breaking that chain gently but completely. You are not one mistake away from losing everything. You are one act of obedience away from remembering who you are. You are mine, and you are kept. I told you the truth because I love you. Right before your blessing, the counterfeit shortcut often appears. Not always is something obviously wrong. Sometimes it looks like help. Sometimes it looks like an answer. Sometimes it looks like the very thing you have been praying for, just delivered with pressure, urgency, flattery, and a strange tightness in your spirit. That is the setup. That is the bait. That is the moment where the enemy hopes you will confuse haste for faith and panic for purpose. But hear me, my beloved, you are not unprotected. You are not unaware. I did not bring you this far to let you be tricked at the finish line. I did not wake you up, sustain you, heal you, and sharpen you, just to abandon you to confusion. I am guarding you. I am guiding you. I am training you. And because you have listened, because you have paused, because you have allowed my voice to rise above the noise, you will recognize what you used to miss. Some of you have felt the shift already. You cannot explain it to everyone, but you know something is changing. The old things do not satisfy you the way they used to. The old conversations feel empty. The old temptations feel exposed. The old cycles feel exhausting. And at the same time, you have sensed a newness that is not fully arrived, like a door is near, like a chapter is turning, like a promise is close enough to feel, but not yet in your hands. That in-between can feel uncomfortable. And that is where the setup tries to sneak in. The enemy looks for the tired version of you, the lonely version of you, the impatient version of you, the version of you that says, anything is better than waiting. But I am speaking now to the truest part of you, the part that belongs to me, the part that has survived every season it thought it would not survive. You are not desperate. You are being directed. You are not behind. You are being positioned. You are not forgotten. You are being prepared in a way you will thank me for later. And I need you to remember this, because this is how you will stay safe. What I bring will come with peace. Not ease without growth, not comfort without courage, but peace. The kind of peace that holds you steady even when you are stretching. The kind of peace that does not require you to pretend. The kind of peace that does not demand you betray your conscience. The kind of peace that does not ask you to shrink, perform, manipulate, chase, or beg. My blessing does not come with a hook in it. My promise does not require you to lose yourself to receive it. My doors do not require you to violate your own boundaries, just to keep them open. When it is me, you will not have to become someone you do not recognize. When it is me, you will not have to silence the part of you that knows. When it is me, you will not have to rehearse explanations to justify why you feel unsettled. You will feel clean. You will feel steady. You will feel a quiet yes that remains tomorrow, and the next day, and the next. I see the way you have been trying to decode everything. I see the screenshots you saved, the conversations you replayed, the signs you asked for, the late nights where you stared at the ceiling thinking, God, is this you or is this me? I see the heaviness in your chest when you are about to say yes to something you are not at peace about. I see the way your stomach tightens when the pressure shows up. I see how your spirit goes quiet when someone tries to rush you. That is not you being dramatic. That is not you being difficult. That is discernment trying to protect you. That is my spirit warning you before the cost becomes visible. And I am restoring your trust in how I lead you. I am not a God of confusion. I am not a God of frantic pressure. I am not a God who requires you to break yourself just to prove your faith. Confusion is leaving you. Clarity is coming to you. You will not always feel split in two. You will not always feel torn between what you want and what you know. I am healing that divided place in you, and you are going to feel alignment return like breath returning to lungs. So here is your practical instruction, my beloved child, and it will keep you safe. Do not make major decisions when peace has left you. I am not telling you to be passive. I am telling you to be led. If peace is gone, pause. If your spirit is unsettled, wait. If you feel rushed, step back. If you feel pressured, pray. If something demands an immediate yes, but will not allow you time to seek me, you already have your answer. Delay the decision until peace returns. Not because I am trying to withhold from you, but because I am trying to keep you. There is a difference between a door that is urgent and a door that is ordained. What I ordain does not require panic. What I open does not require you to betray the wisdom I placed inside you. And as you pause, do this with maturity and with humility. Seek confirmation through prayer and consistent godly counsel. Not gossip, not the loudest opinion, not whoever will tell you what your flesh wants to hear, but counsel that is steady, counsel that is rooted, counsel that aligns with my word. Bring it to me in the secret place, and let the answer be repeated. I confirm what I speak. I do not dangle you in uncertainty. If it is mine, it will withstand prayer. If it is mine, it will withstand time. If it is mine, it will come into the light without changing shape. If it is mine, it will not be threatened by your boundaries. If it is mine, it will not punish you for being wise. And you will know not because you forced it, but because peace will return and remain. Some of you have been afraid that waiting will make you lose the opportunity. Listen carefully. What is mine for you cannot be taken by rushing you. What is mine for you cannot be stolen by a deadline. What is mine for you cannot be manipulated out of my hand. I am not competing with time. I am not intimidated by someone else's progress. I am not anxious about your future. I sit above the calendar. I sit above the opinions. I sit above the systems. I sit above the doors that look impressive but are empty. And I am able to bring you into what is yours without you damaging your soul to get there. If you have to sin to sustain it, it is not from me. If you have to lie to keep it, it is not from me. If you have to abandon your convictions to maintain it, it is not from me. If you have to chase until you are depleted, it is not from me. My provision does not require you to compromise your integrity. My favor does not require you to abandon your peace. Let me speak to the one who keeps asking, but what if I miss it? My beloved, you will not miss what I have assigned to you. You may miss what you imagined. You may outgrow what you thought you needed. You may be redirected away from what looked good but would have cost you deeply. But you will not miss what I wrote with your name on it. I am not leading you with a scavenger hunt mentality, as if your destiny is hidden behind one perfect decision and one wrong move will ruin everything. That is not how I father you. I lead you like a shepherd. I correct you when you drift. I guard you when you are tired. I carry you when you are weak. And I have already gone ahead of you. I have already prepared the place where you are going. I have already arranged what you cannot yet see. I have already touched hearts you have not met. I have already lined up resources you have not requested. I have already orchestrated timing you cannot control. I am not improvising with your life. I am intentional. I am faithful. I am precise. And hear me, because this is the calm truth that will quiet your nervous system. You do not have to chase what I have prepared. You do not have to force what I have ordained. You do not have to prove what I have promised. You do not have to earn what I have decided to give. Your job is alignment. Your job is obedience. Your job is to stay close enough to hear me when I whisper and strong enough to say no when pressure comes. Your job is to honor the peace I give you as a guardrail, not as an afterthought. And when you do, you will watch how I bring things to you that you used to run after. You will watch how I open doors you used to knock on until your knuckles bled. You will watch how I send people who honor you without you begging to be valued. You will watch how I shift environments so you can breathe again. You will watch how I restore your dignity. You will watch how I redeem your time. You will watch how I make it clear. Some of you are coming out of a season where you were trained to accept chaos as normal. You were trained to call inconsistency love. You were trained to call anxiety chemistry. You were trained to call pressure opportunity. You were trained to call scarcity motivation. But I am retraining you, my beloved child. I am teaching you my language again. My language is peace. My language is clarity. My language is purity. My language is steadiness. My language is fruit that remains. And yes, sometimes I will stretch you. Sometimes I will ask you to step out. Sometimes obedience will require courage, but it will not require you to betray your spirit. It will not require you to shut down your discernment to move forward. It will not require you to ignore the warning signs I have been faithful to give you. I am not the author of torment. I am the Prince of Peace. And the peace I give you is not fragile. It is strong. It is anchored. It is able to hold you steady while I elevate you. So, let the counterfeit lose its shine. Let the shortcut lose its urgency. Let the voices that demand immediate access lose their power over you. Let the old cycles feel like what they really are, small rooms you can no longer fit inside. I did not deliver you so you could revisit your bondage for entertainment. I did not heal you so you could test your healing with the very thing that wounded you. I did not restore your discernment so you could ignore it when it speaks. And I am not angry with you for being tempted. I am not shaming you for feeling the pull. I am simply warning you because I love you, and I am strengthening you because you are close. You are closer than you think. The enemy does not set traps for people who are not moving. The pressure you have felt is not proof you are failing. It is proof you are approaching something that matters. But you will not be taken out by a setup because you are not walking blind anymore. You are listening now. You are pausing now. You are choosing peace now. You are choosing integrity now. You are choosing alignment now. And now I am going to say this over you with certainty because I want you to carry it like a promise in your chest. I will not require you to lose yourself to receive what I have for you. I will not require you to betray your peace to enter your next season. I will not require you to compromise your convictions to be blessed. I will not require you to accept confusion as the price of admission. What I bring will come with peace. What I bring will come with clarity. What I bring will come with confirmation. And what I bring will fit the person I have been forming in you. That is why I have been shaping you. That is why I have been pruning you. That is why I have been removing what did not carry your future. Not to punish you, but to protect you. Not to starve you, but to prepare you. Not to delay you, but to strengthen you so you can sustain what you asked me for. So rest here for a moment, my beloved child. Let your shoulders drop. Let your jaw unclench. Let your breathing slow down. You do not have to figure everything out tonight. You do not have to answer every message tonight. You do not have to make every decision tonight. You do not have to solve your entire life with one act of frantic effort. You are allowed to be led. You are allowed to wait without panic. You are allowed to say, I need to pray and not apologize. You are allowed to say, I need time and not feel guilty. You are allowed to let peace be the gatekeeper again. And I am telling you, as you honor peace, you will see how quickly I can make things clear. Now speak this softly, but firmly, because I am sealing you in calm confidence. I will not rush. I will not force. I will not chase validation. I will not return to old cycles. I will not ignore peace. I will not compromise, just this once. I will not be impatient with my season. I will not compare my path. I will be led. I will be steady. I will be obedient. I will be protected. I will have discernment. I will have clarity. I will have confirmation. And I will receive what God prepared for me with peace, with integrity, and with joy. And because I am faithful, I will do what you cannot do. I will close what needs to close. I will remove what needs to be removed. I will silence what needs to be silenced. I will expose what needs to be exposed. I will open what needs to open. I will connect you to what is aligned. I will position you where you belong. I will strengthen you where you are weak. I will heal what still aches when you are quiet. I will restore what you thought was lost. I will redeem the time you thought was wasted. I will make the path straight, and I will make the next step clear. You are not walking into an empty future. You are walking into a prepared place. You are not walking toward a maybe. You are walking toward what I have already ordained, and you will not miss it. You will not miss it because you did not move fast enough. You will not miss it because you paused to pray. You will not miss it because you said no to the counterfeit. You will not miss it because you honored peace. In fact, that is how you will meet it clean, steady, whole, and free. Now, my beloved, if you are ready to seal this one more time with agreement, we are about to transition into your closing act of obedience, because I am not just comforting you, I am covering you. And your next response will not be entertainment. It will be agreement. It will be alignment. It will be you putting your yes in the light so your spirit stays strong when the setup tries to return. Now do not scroll away, my beloved child. Stay with me for just a moment longer, because I am not letting this word remain only in your chest. I am bringing it to your mouth, and I am bringing it into the light, and I am teaching you how to seal what I have spoken over you. I have covered you with instruction. I have steadied you with peace. I have warned you about the setup, and I have reminded you that what I bring will not require you to rush, to force, to chase, to compromise, or to return to what I already broke off of you. And now, before you move back into your day, before the pressure tries to speak again, before the counterfeit tries to circle back with a sweeter tone and a tighter deadline, I want you to respond. Not because I need your response, but because you need your own agreement. You need your spirit to hear you choose alignment. You need the atmosphere around you to hear you choose peace. You need the part of you that used to panic to hear you stand up and say, no, not this time. So listen carefully, because I am giving you a simple act that carries weight in the spirit. I want you to comment this declaration exactly as it is, so you can see it, so you can return to it, so you can remember what you decided when you were clear. Comment: I reject the shortcut. God's promise will meet me in peace. Yes, my beloved, type it. Put it where your eyes can find it again when the rush returns. Put it where your hands can feel it again when the old pattern tries to pull you back. Put it where your heart can stand on it when someone pressures you, when a door tries to demand you compromise, when a voice tries to convince you that haste is faith. Comment: I reject the shortcut. God's promise will meet me in peace. Let that be your boundary in a sentence. Let that be your discernment made visible. Let that be your yes to me and your no to what I never assigned. And as you write it, do not write it like a wish. Write it like a decision. Because some of you have been living as if your future depends on your speed, and I am breaking that lie right now. Your future depends on your alignment. Some of you have been living as if you must grab what is offered before it disappears, and I am breaking that lie right now. What is mine for you will not disappear when you honor peace. Some of you have been living as if saying no will make you lose everything, and I am breaking that lie right now. Saying no to the counterfeit is how you stay available for the real. So comment it, my beloved, and let your own words become a guardrail. Comment: I reject the shortcut. God's promise will meet me in peace. And then I want you to do something that is not small, even if it looks small on the outside. If there is someone you love, someone who is rushing right now, someone who is being pressured right now, someone who is about to answer a message they should pray about, someone who is tempted by the easy way out, someone who keeps saying, I don't know why I feel uneasy, but I don't want to miss it. I want you to share this with them, because I place people in each other's path for protection. I use one yes to rescue another yes. I use one obedient share to interrupt a setup. I use one moment of courage from you to steady someone else who feels shaky, and you do not have to preach at them. You do not have to argue. You do not have to prove. Just send it and say, this reminded me of you. Please listen before you decide. That is love. That is covering. That is you refusing to watch someone you care about walk into pressure when peace is trying to warn them. Share it, my beloved child, because what I am doing in you is not only for you. Your discernment will become someone else's lifeline. And now, I want you to stay connected, not because you are dependent on a voice, but because you are building rhythm. Pressure rarely announces itself politely. The setup rarely arrives with a label. It comes when you are tired. It comes when you are lonely. It comes when you are waiting. It comes when you are about to be blessed and you do not even realize how close you are. So, I want you to subscribe, not as a casual action, but as ongoing spiritual support, so these words of discernment meet you in the next moment of pressure. Because I will remind you again, I will warn you again, I will steady you again, I will confirm you again. There are moments ahead where you will need the reminder you already received today, and I do not want you to be alone in that moment. Subscribe so you stay covered in instruction. Subscribe so you stay strengthened in your mind. Subscribe so when the counterfeit tries to rush you, the truth will already be familiar. Subscribe so your spirit stays trained to recognize peace as your proof. And yes, my beloved, I want you to like this as agreement, not as a routine tap, not as a mindless habit, but as a simple outward action that matches an inward decision. Like this if you're choosing alignment over anxiety. Like this if you are done confusing pressure with purpose. Like this if you are done calling chaos confirmation. Like this if you are done making decisions from fear. Like this if you are choosing to be led instead of pushed. Like this if you are choosing to pause instead of panic. Like this if you are choosing to honor peace and let it guard your yes. Because when you choose alignment, you are not just avoiding harm, you are positioning for what I already prepared. And I am speaking to the one who is hesitating even now. The one who thinks, do I really need to comment? Do I really need to do anything? My beloved child, I see you. I see the way you minimize your own spiritual authority. I see the way you keep your faith private when what you actually need is to speak it, so your fear stops acting like it is in charge. This is not about performance. This is not about appearance. This is about agreement. This is about you practicing the kind of obedience that does not wait until everything is easy. This is about you making a quiet vow in public so you remember it in private. Because some of you know what it is like to be clear in the morning and confused at night. You know what it is like to be strong in prayer and shaky in conversation. You know what it is like to say, I'm done, and then answer the same door again. So I am helping you. I am giving you a sealing action. I am giving you a marker. I am giving you a moment you can point to and say, that was the day I chose peace. That was the day I rejected the shortcut. That was the day I stopped negotiating with what disturbed my spirit. So do it now, my beloved. Comment, I reject the shortcut. God's promise will meet me in peace. Share it with the one who is being rushed. Subscribe so discernment meets you again at the exact moment you need it. Like this if you're choosing alignment over anxiety. And then breathe, because after obedience comes rest. After clarity comes steadiness. After discernment comes calm. You are not behind. You are not late. You are not missing anything. You are being protected on purpose. And now, before you go, I bless you. I speak peace over your mind, peace that quiets racing thoughts, peace that settles your chest, peace that interrupts overthinking, peace that guards you when you are tired. I speak clarity over your steps, clarity to recognize what is mine, clarity to pause when peace leaves, clarity to say no without guilt, clarity to say yes without fear, clarity to move at the pace of obedience. And I speak protection over your doorways, over every opportunity, every conversation, every contract, every relationship, every invitation, every message that tries to rush you, every limited time pressure, every flattering voice, every counterfeit open door. I place my hand over your entrances and exits. I cover your coming and your going. I keep you from the setup. I keep you from the trap. I keep you from the old cycle dressed in new packaging. And I lead you into what I have already prepared. You will not be deceived. You will not be hurried out of peace. You will not be forced out of alignment. You will not be manipulated into compromise. You will not return to what I delivered you from. You will walk steadily. You will hear me clearly. You will feel peace return and remain. And what I promised you will meet you not in panic, not in confusion, not in striving, but in peace.